Hey y'all, can y'all hear me? How are y'all doing? We are back. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley. Let me know if you can hear me, guys. I don't know what StreamYard is doing. I don't know what happened, but let me know if you can hear me okay. I was ready. I don't know what time StreamYard and Google and YouTube was on, but they tried it. But we are here. You said that was the ghost assignment. We are back. We are back, honey. We are back by the grace of God. Hey y'all. Okay, I was sound like Megatron. Okay. Okay, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Okay, thank God. Okay, I'm so happy. You said don't start. Don't start. You guys stop. Don't start. Okay, y'all. Thank you, Lord. We are back. All right, y'all. I want to say this. We are here for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, episode 2. And before we get started, you already know that I am going to have a lot to say about Pinky and her husband. That scene, that conversation was very alarming to me. And that scene with K. Michelle and her husband regarding the house that she bought. I think K. Michelle is a beautiful woman, talented, but when it comes to this marriage thing with Dr. Caston, I would be lying if I said that I don't have alarm bells going off because I do. Yeah, we're whacking so many people. It was a lot of desperation. It was I just that conversation between Pinky and her husband Derek, though, that was alarming to say the least. And we'll talk about that later on. But yes, honey, when I tell you, listen, when I tell you that conversation had me like, wait, what did he just say? Are we serious right now? But yeah, guys, get comfortable, grab some snacks. We're gonna be here and we're gonna talk. Listen, hey Damon Jones, thank you for the super chat. Talking about humbling. What? Listen, I had to rewind that part again. I was shocked. He really said that out loud. I said, Pinky, you in danger, girl. But it gives me that you're so happy to have a husband and be married, and it's listen, if you like it, that's great. That's all I've got. But yeah, I thought that was very alarming for him to say that he humbled her. And he said it twice. I said, okay, all right. Yeah, guys, a whole lot going on. And she married him, a mess. Okay. You said, why was it so long? With the scene? I think the scene was long so that we could see the foolishness. That's why I think. Well, I'm glad that the scene was long because it really shed a light into their dynamic and the role reversal of it all, in my humble opinion. But we're gonna talk. That husband is a walking red flag. Yes, honey. Listen, I will say I thought that this second episode was better than the premiere episode. I really enjoyed it. And bravo, once again, you have struck gold because between Atlanta and Rhode Island, yeah, the girls are doing it. I mean, Rhode Island, I can't wait to discuss that tomorrow because a lot happened in that episode. But y'all, let's get right on into everything. We have a lot to cover. This episode was a supersized episode. Both episodes were an hour and 15 minutes long, Atlanta and Rhode Island. So let's just get into all of that. Okay. But y'all, we open up this episode with we first of all, let's start with we have the taglines. Porsha's tagline is I've lived many lives and they've all been fabulous, and all of them have been fabulous. I thought it was fitting. I think that Porsha had one of the best taglines. I didn't love anybody else's tagline. I think that it's fitting. Porsha has lived many lives, and they have been messy, but also fabulous, but very messy. Okay. Drew's tagline is if you cast me in your drama, I only accept leading roles. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't my favorite. All right. Shamia's is I've been loyal to a fault and now I'm ready to have my own back. Shamia, did you even try? It could have been better. I thought this was it just wasn't good. I didn't love it. I think that your first season's tagline was a lot better than this one. Just my opinion. Angela's tagline, in a field of players, I always run it back. I guess, you're married to an athlete. Charles Oakley was also a player on and off the court. I guess. I mean, it was cute. It was cute. I like Angela, love her down. I didn't hate it. It was okay. Kelli's, I thought was a chop. Short season and always a full course meal. Kelli, I'm sorry. Kelli, we're going to talk about you because you set yourself up for failure every time when it comes to Miss Porsha. And you wouldn't have these issues with Porsha Williams if you would just stop being so extra. Now, you know I get on Porsha for her nonsense, but you bring it on yourself when you just go after her and you aren't witty enough, you can't keep up. Going against a vet and you're a newbie, it's never a good look, especially when you really can't read. And I did not like your tagline whatsoever. Okay. Phaedra's tagline was, in a world of legends, they call her the Godfather, a play on last season about the Godfather of Atlanta. Phaedra, you couldn't have somebody write a better tagline for you. We all know that you pay for your rehearsed reads that are actually good, and you couldn't give us a better tagline than that. I'm sorry, that just, I mean, it's not horrible, but you could have done a bit better, just in my opinion. Pinky's tagline, while they're busy beefing, I stay vegan. There's a joke that says a vegan, an atheist, and somebody else walk in the door. Who tells you who they are first? And you let us know that you're vegan at every single turn. Like, love that for you, girl. Love that. But we get it. This tagline, you could have done a lot better. Just saying. Yes, it's a biracial, an atheist, and a vegan walk in through the door. Who tells you who they are first? Yes, the taglines are very lazy. They really are. Okay. You said a vegan, an atheist, and a CrossFitter. Yes, a CrossFitter is going to tell you they do CrossFit all the time. So now we get to K. Michelle's tagline, I don't need any background singers. It's always my show. I'm going to give K. Michelle a pass. It's her first season, her first tagline. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Once again, I think that Porsha comes out with the best tagline, in my opinion. So now, I mean, y'all, let me know. What did you think? Did you like them? I expect, yes, Kay's felt so lazy. Kay's was not delivered right. Porsha, Drew, and K. Michelle were the only ones I liked. Porsha and Kay had the best ones. Oh, thank you so much. Come on, K. Michelle, a vegan. You said you like K. Michelle's tagline. I like K. Michelle so far. I don't know what to expect. I didn't see Love and Hip Hop. You said Porsha won, but they were all lazy. Hey, Devonta Franklin, thank you for the super chat. Who needs enemies when you have Porsha? Pinky's husband's in competition with her? Yes. She will never grow if she stays with him. We're going to talk. Devonta, we are going to talk because that conversation between Pinky and her husband was a mess. All right. So you said they sounded a mess to me. Yeah, and overall, it was a weak batch of taglines. I agree. I feel like Bravo's getting lazier. I do too. All right, now. We open up the episode with a few short scenes. We have Shamia and Pinky doing a cold plunge. And just so you know, those cold plunges, you burn a lot of calories when you dunk your body in like a really like cold thing of water, right? And I have to say, Shamia, that body was bodying in that pink onesie latex jumpsuit that you had on. You look really good. Now, girl, that 27 piece that you just love, we're going to ignore that 27 piece, but the body is always bodying, okay? Always. So now we cut to Phaedra. She is driving with her son, Aiden. Aiden is 15. He's on his way to high school, and he is behind the wheel, honey. Phaedra was so nervous, right? Now we do cut to a short scene with Drew and Angela going out to lunch. Drew invites Angela to a movie premiere of a movie that she was in with Claudia Jordan. We all know Claudia Jordan. She was on season 7 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, the infamous Puerto Rico scene with her and Nene going back and forth. So Drew says that she's getting this money because this divorce is taking all her money. The divorce invoices, I said, girl, I'm sure Ralph and you are still divorced, still going through this divorce. The latest headlines that came through this weekend about you're going to be kicked out the house. You're facing homelessness now. I'm just like, girl, I don't know what is going on. Ralph, you should have never married Ralph. Drew is another tale of what happens when you marry down as a woman. You will always live to regret it. But we'll talk about that later on. But Drew says he has to get this money because these divorce lawyers' fees are kicking her behind. But she says, I'm inviting you, Angela, to my premiere party, and I don't know who else to invite. We'll see. So now we cut back to Phaedra. And Phaedra is in the passenger seat. I said, wow, the fact that Aiden is driving her, like, time is really flying. So Phaedra says, high school is different from kindergarten. I really need you to be focused. And then Phaedra says, time really flies. I have a whole teenager driving me around town. I thought it was cute. Well, no, I thought it was really funny how petty Bravo is. They played that infamous flashback of, what was that, 14 years ago, when Phaedra joined this show in season 3, and she came up with that horrible lie that she didn't know her due date. I want to ask y'all, remind me if I forgot, right? Did Phaedra ever come clean about why she lied about her due date? I remember when Andy pressed her on it at the reunion and she was still skirting around it. Did she ever say, you know what, I lied because of X, Y, and Z? I remember her saying, all these ladies are in my cervix. They need to mind their own business. I'm like, girl, you just have a problem with telling the truth. But did she ever just say, I lied because of X, Y, and Z? Okay, we never got the answer. Okay, I thought Candy told us. She never really answered. She never did. No, she never addressed it. You said Phaedra didn't want her to tell her due date because her mama is a pastor, but she never fessed up. But okay, so I want to say this. When people say things like this, I'm always confused, right? I believe that is the reason why. But my thing is, when people lie about stuff, do you think that your parents are stupid? And also, you're grown. I feel sorry for adults who feel the need to lie to their parents at their grown ages. Like, you're grown. What is your mom or dad going to do to you if you did have the baby before you were married? I'm just confused about that. And not even that, with anything. I feel sorry for grown adults who cannot just say, yeah, I did it. And, I'm grown. I can do what I want. It's just so weird. All this lying to your mom when she knows that you're lying. It's so dumb to me. It's got pregnant on an air mattress. Exactly. Like, it's just so ridiculous. But the thing is, though, you lying doesn't negate the truth. So just because you lied to your mom still knows that you lied, that the math ain't mathing. The world knows that you lied. So why are you lying? I'm just, I just feel like, for me personally, I don't lie to God. So I don't feel the need to lie to any human being. Okay. I'm sorry. I feel like lying definitely indicates fear, because why are you afraid of your parents at your grown age? Your parents know that you're not a virgin. I mean, now shout out to if you are a virgin as an adult, God bless you. But I'm just saying, I think it's so silly that she felt the need to lie about something that was so obvious that it was a lie. It's just so dumb. It's very off that she kept the lie going for this long. It's been over a decade. I agree. You said it's ridiculous. People will find a way to lie about the smallest things. Exactly. There's nothing that you gain from lying to anybody. Exactly. And on national TV, girl, what's not clicking? She saw it on TV, but initially she lied. It's just so, no, for real. That's exactly when Nene said, shut up, that is so stupid. It's so sad. Yeah. No, I'm serious. Because listen, honey, there's going to be somebody in the comments saying how they're still saving themselves at 60 years old. And so I just want to let folks know, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying, you got to cover all your bases. There's always a contrarian. There's always a contrarian in the midst, honey. So, oh my, she lied to a table full of women, all of whom have been pregnant. It's just so stupid. She got pregnant during her conjugal visit. She still brings nothing, in my opinion. Yes, I hate lying. What are you going to do to me? Nothing. Exactly. Lying to my parents makes no sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. So, yes, honey, there's always a contrarian lurking around every corner. So, oh my gosh. So anyhow, thank you all for letting me know that Phaedra never told the truth about that, because I was always wondering, did I miss an episode where she ever just admitted that she was lying? So knowing that I didn't miss anything, that she just never addressed it, thank you. So anyhow, we now see the flashback of when she drove him to his first day at kindergarten. That was one of the sweetest moments that I've seen of Phaedra. That was one of the few times that I actually did enjoy her on my screen, when she was driving Aiden to kindergarten, and she says, you know, I can't believe that you're growing up so fast. Mommy didn't think this would happen so fast. And then he says, I'll always be your baby. And they both start crying. That was really cute. So now Phaedra says that Aiden has actually been driving since he was 12 years old. He's actually Apollo's designated driver. I said, hold on. I said, let me find out. So Aiden was over here being the Uber driver at 12. Now, you know, that's really sad. Apollo, you're that broke that you can't hire an Uber driver. You have to have your 12-year-old son drive you around. That's a mess. But you know what, though? Start them early, so because that's not unusual. I've heard a lot of people say that they're, especially down south, they said that they did learn how to drive really early, like 11 or 12. But I mean, still, the fact that a 12-year-old boy is driving his drunk daddy around, that's actually sad. Yeah, she could have kept that. I said, that's a mess. Now, Phaedra, I saw an interview that you did a few days ago on the radio, and you said that you would never get married again. I get that, but don't act like, it's one thing if you were in a decent marriage and you feel like, you know what, I don't ever want to do that again. But baby, but the fact that, you know, you married down, you married a bum. You married a bum because you thought he had a cute face. He was the most attractive man that you had ever been with, I feel. That's what it gave to me, right? He was 5 years younger than you, just a mess. It was desperation. So I feel like your desperation has clouded you, you know, how you feel. And listen, I've heard a lot of women say they don't want to get married again. I get that, but I feel like in your case, you married a bum. You married a bum who was a cheater and was using all your money for the strip club to be with the women that he actually wanted, because he was with you for a come up. But I just feel like, don't act like you had a decent marriage. You had a horrible marriage. It wasn't like he was a decent man at the beginning. He was always a bum who saw a desperate woman who was willing to fund his life. A mess. Yes, honey. Yes, yes. She was definitely enamored by that. I know we're veering into kitchen table talk, but if we could talk one-on-one, that's exactly what it was. She could not believe that, kind of like Fantasia. She couldn't believe that, oh my gosh, he wants me. It always gave that. I would say more, but you know, we're in public, but we see each other. Mm-hmm. Very much so. Yes, that definitely was a draw. That was a big draw for her. Okay. Okay. We see each other. Yes, honey. We see true tea. Okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah. You listen, honey. That's another story for another day. Yes, yes. He was her rusty trophy husband, very much that. I could see if she actually dated somebody who married somebody who was a decent man, and then they just went their separate ways. But she got with the bum from jump. Just a mess. So, yeah, oh, oh. We always seem to forget about Star Jones when we talk about the marrying down conversation and women being desperate. Star Jones is at the top of the list. That we'll be here forever. We'll talk about this in another live. But yes, honey, Star Jones and Al Reynolds. Yeah, she was the original Phaedra, and yes, yes. Oh, we will talk. We will talk. So, all right, you see why these lives are 4 and 5 hours long, because we just go away with the wind, honey. Baby, honey, listen. President of the Desperados. I'm serious, honey. Y'all better stop. Y'all better stop in the chat. Yes, honey, the OG Desperado. So, well, I'm glad. Well, I will say though, she has course corrected. She married. Okay, so she married out, and he's a good man with a good job. I believe he's an investment banker or a lawyer, and she lives in Chicago. She has her stepson who she loves. So she course corrected and got her mind right. So I love, because most of these women don't have a happy ending. It's still tales and more tales of desperation. So Star Jones got it together later on, thank God. So, so we really can't say that Because she's not still. She got herself together. Okay. Wait, who's Lisa? What are y'all saying? What are y'all talking about now, child? Lisa. Wait, who is Lisa, y'all? Who are y'all talking about now? Yes, honey, star is shining now, honey. What's Lisa being charged for? Lisa who? Lisa Barlow? Y'all, who are y'all talking about? Gee, wait, y'all, don't hold on, y'all. We're here for Lisa from Miami. Oh, she's being charged? What happened what happened to Lisa? Oh, her and Jody are facing criminal charges? They're accused of wire fraud? Yo, we'll talk about this in another. Listen, y'all. Okay, she intercepted conversations from Lenny. It has to do with her app. Jesus, y'all. Okay, wait. They're facing criminal charges after allegedly intercepting her ex-husband Lenny Hochstein's calls. Okay, they're. Oh, wow. Okay, y'all. Oh, so they were both booked. We have their mug. We have Jody's mugshot and everything. What a mess. Y'all, we'll have to talk about this another time. Let's just get on with Atlanta, please. Okay, we'll talk about this another time. Yes, honey, whatever that means, okay? So anyhow, oh child, you hear the sirens in the background? The sirens are coming to get Lisa and Jody, honey. They're coming to take them back to jail. So anyhow, the producer goes on to ask Phaedra, "Oh, is Aiden your designated driver?" And she says, "Oh no, I ain't no drunk. I don't do all that. I'm a Christian lady." Phaedra, I really get so weary of you with this Christian lady act. I know that you love Jesus, just like all of us, but stop with this act like you're just so holy and sanctified, and you're not, and that's okay. Nobody's asking you to be this super sanctified and sanctimonious and self-righteous person. Like, you've put this act on, you must really be afraid of what your parents think about you. Or maybe because you are, oh, your mom's a pastor, so yeah, you're a PK, maybe it's that. But I don't know what this act is. You like a drink, you like to be at the club, you like to twerk, you like to have some fun. Just own who you are. Like, you're 50 something years old. Be who you are. Have some fun. Loosen up. But this, 1 minute you're just, oh child, I'm just, oh Lord Jesus, fix it, Holy Ghost. And the next minute is, I want to be a city girl. I don't like, I don't know. It's just very strange. Yes, the church lady act is so tired, honey. Yes, church trauma. It's just so weird. Yes, honey, be who you are for your pride. Oh my goodness. You like a drink. Now, nobody's saying that you're a drunk, Phaedra, but you like a drink from time to time. We see you with some champagne every now and again. There's nothing wrong with the little glass every now and again. Okay, enough. But you definitely wanted to throw shade at Apollo being an alcoholic. Like, be clear. It was evident that you were trying to get your lick back on all the nonsense that he brought to your doorstep with him and his new wife, with those charges against him last year or 2 years ago. But I digress. So she says that despite all that, though, she doesn't like to drive. So she is happy that Aiden will be driving her around. Okay. So now we get to one of the biggest moments of the episode. We have Porsha, K. Michelle, and Kelli meeting up to have high tea. Now, this tea place, it was called the Dirty Tea, looks so cute. For all my Atlanta girls, have you been? Is it a good time? It looks cute, right? So I have to say, Porsha looked really good. I love that dress. I loved K. Michelle's look. She looked very, I love it. Just demure. And I love the button down. K. Michelle, when they pan to her face, she looks so good. Like, I loved how she looked in the scene when she got her new house. She looked beautiful in that scene too. But yeah, she looks really pretty all throughout this episode. But yeah, really, really nice tea place. So anyhow, we have Kelli show up. Kelli, it's not that you can't dress. I think because you're so tiny, you're what, four? When I met you, yeah, you're like at least you're 4'10, 4'11. With heels on, you might be 5'2". And I mean, you have like a heel on. Um, you're tiny. I think the clothes swallow you up. Like you don't wear the clothes wear you. You have nice pieces, but it's just too much material and it's a lot going on. And I think that's the issue because I feel like you can dress, but the material just swallows you up. I don't know, but this outfit was so busy. Maybe if you had taken off the scarf, it was something about the dress that was just right. Yes, her clothes don't fit like a disguise. You said she knows what it's like to be swallowed. Oh, no. Kelli is exactly 5 feet. That's yes. Okay, yes. Every outfit just eats her up. You said that's debatable, Brooke. You said the scarf was too much. Yes, it's just they're too small. Maybe that's yes. She needs a tailor. She needs a tailor. The clothes are too big. I feel yes. It's like the clothes are two sizes too small, but then too big at the same time. I don't know exactly what it is, but I just know that the clothes just swallow her up. They gobble her up. And I'm like, Kelli, I can't see you underneath all these clothes. So despite that, this could have been such a cute look, but there was something about this look that just didn't do it all the way for me. But Kelli is a beautiful woman, right? Beautiful in the face. I will say beautiful woman, beautiful face, but the clothes need some work. So anyhow, Porsha's like, hey, Thelma, where's Louise? So, at first things are going well. It looks like Kelli and Porsha are good friends. They're just talking and having a good time catching up. Porsha says, it's good to see you, ladies. Porsha says in her confessional, even though Kelli and I are like oil and vinegar, I do want to get to a better place with her. I want us to be cool. We don't have to be enemies. So now Porsha says that, no, Kelli says in her confessional that she does want to get to know Porsha on another level. This is a good moment for them to open up and rebuild their relationship. So now K. Michelle says, Porsha, you hosted a really fun event at your house the other night. Porsha says, thank you. It was difficult, but we made it work. So now K. Michelle brings up Drew's man, who's not her man, who's in her phone, black. And Porsha says, wasn't that so funny? Her man in the phone. I wanted to know, how was he in the phone the whole time? I can't figure that out. So K. Michelle says, because he likes the phone. We all know what men do at this point. And now K. Michelle reveals that Black is in her DMs saying that she's so fine. So Porsha's like, well, I will say that Drew did say that that's not her man. And K. Michelle says, yeah, so he can do whatever he wants to do. So now Kelli says, speaking of a man, and now Porsha's like, yeah, girl, speaking of a man, what about you? Like, you brought that date to my house the other night. Like, what's going on over there? So Kelli says that she just wants to have some fun. She wants to be appreciated and courted. And I get that. If somebody wants to rub on her feet and do all that, like, I get that. You're single, have some fun. I'm here for it. So now the waiter comes by to ask if they want some cocktails, and K. Michelle reveals that she already has some whiskey in her tea. We know that K. Michelle loves a whiskey and a good old bourbon, honey. Does she still have the collaboration with Jack Daniels? I remember that. That was such a flex, by the way. But K. Michelle announces that this week she's going to be going to the Academy of Country Music Awards. They're honoring Reese Palmer, who was a legendary Black woman who fought for Black people to be in country music. She says it's a big deal. And then with her first country album rolling out in a couple of weeks, she's excited. So they congratulate her. And K. Michelle says, if you know Nashville, if you know country music, you'll understand why I must do this and show the ultimate respect to Reese Palmer. So now Porsha says, honey, I'm happy for all of us. She says, I'm glad that we're in a better place about her and Kelli. And Kelli says, yeah, I want to get to know you because I think that we do have a lot of things in common as mothers, as business women, And Porsha says, I think that's true too. But we have to deal with the fact that what was between us and why we couldn't get to know each other that well. It seems like when you got closer with Shamia, that's when you turned toxic with me. So I want to stop here for a minute, right? When it comes to Kelli trying to be best friends with Shamia and now good friends with Porsha, I think that's kind of weird. I understand that they're on a show together, so they have to coexist. But I feel like, Kelli, how is this going to work with you and Shamia now? And Kelli, that's been one of my biggest issues with you. I feel like you're a flip-flopper and you blow with the wind. Because if you've pledged allegiance to Shamia, if she's your new best friend, you're now the godmother or, one of the aunties to her children. I think that it kind of goes against your friendship with Shamia to now be super close with Porsha now, it's just, I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. Like for me, if I'm friends with you, I'm not going to go out of my way to be friends with your former best friend. Like, does that make sense to me? I can't get with that. I think it's really weird, but that's just me though. Yeah, I feel like Kelli is doing a lot. Yes, she did the same. She did Brit the same way. She's a desperado. She is. And Kelli, there's been a lot of chatter on Twitter. A lot of the viewers don't want you to come back next season. A lot of the viewers don't find you entertaining. And one of the biggest critiques of you is that people feel like, as a collective, that you are a flip-flopper and you're desperate and it's giving social climber. Because again, I'm confused as to how you're always talking about Porsha with Shamia. You and Shamia are tight, but now you want to seek out friendship with Porsha. At the very least, why can't you just be cordial with Porsha? Because this is not going to go well if you and Porsha become friends now, and now you're in between two ex-best friends. It doesn't make sense to me, but girl, you obviously want to play these cards for the show. I get it, but it just doesn't make any sense. Yes, it's weirdo behavior, social climbing. I agree. She blows with the wind. So anyhow, Porsha brings up how Kelli did some press last year and said that she hurt her feelings because she said that Porsha needs to stop effing other people's husbands. So they played the flashback, and Kelli did not talk to the press. She said it on last season's after show. So it wasn't the press, but she did say it publicly and on television, right? So Porsha says, I think it stings more when someone is saying it and you know that they're not clean either. You know you have a past and you know what you do presently. So Kelly's like, wait, what? So Kelly's like, who's sleeping with married men? And Porsha says, you are right now. Kelly's like, no, I haven't. Like, girl, what are you talking about? So Porsha says, no, you absolutely did. Now, a quick side note. Kelli, in this moment, I know you probably have regrets about even attending this tea. You know that Porsha is a veteran housewife. She has, 12 seasons under her belt. This is your second season. Anybody with a brain would have realized that Porsha invited me to this tea to set me up and hit me with something that I was not expecting. You were unprepared. I mean, baby, you were ill-prepared for this meetup. Porsha lowered your guard for her to strike you at the 12th hour. On top of that, Kelli, I was waiting for you to redirect this argument and say, first of all, I'm not the one who married my friend's husband. You could have hit her with that, but you were defeated in this conversation. I mean, for Porsha of all people to call you out on sleeping with married men, whether it's true or not, the fact that you let her get the best of you when Porsha has been known for being a side chick, or not a side, but whatever you want to call it. The fact that we know that how Porsha got with Simon was so grimy and so dirty, you could have hit her with that and that alone. But the fact that you just sat there and you were shell-shocked, I said, yeah, Kelli, I don't know if you're ready for this. I don't know. I really don't know. Yes, honey, it was an Uno reverse and draw 4. No, for real. Kelli was she was up against the ropes, honey. I felt sorry for her. I mean, Porsha is deep in the mess. Kelli could have gotten Porsha. Yes, but yes, she folded immediately. I felt bad for her. I felt bad for her. Also, Porsha, it says a lot about you and your character, where you couldn't even say to Kelli, you're saying that I have people's husbands, but that's not true. The fact that you know that you've done that, that's really sad that you couldn't even say, that's not even true. You had to turn it back on her and say, girl, you're not clean either. I said, wow, that's so sad. Girl, it's one thing if it was by accident, you didn't know the man was married or whatever, but for you to willingly know, and now all you can say back to somebody is, oh, well, girl, you're not clean either. We've all done it, or we've all been there. It's like, Porsha, just a mess. And once again, Kelli, I wish that you would have hit Porsha back with, I know you're not talking when how you got with Simon was bogus, and you've done it before in the past as well. But again, Kelli, you were ill prepared, honey. You didn't even bring a knife to this gunfight. You brought a plastic fork. A mess. So now we have Kelli going back and forth saying that no, she did not do such a thing. And Porsha says, no, you did. BET weekend at the award show, you slept with a married man. Kelli says, no, I did not. So Porsha says, oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. Yes, you did. So now she says that he slept with you and he changed his clothes and went to meet his wife at his house. She says, I'm speaking of fact. Kelli says, well, a fact comes with receipts, so where's the receipts? Porsha says, oh, Kelli, you're looking at the receipt right here. Porsha, this reminded me of how you did Drew last season, where you claimed that you had receipts or these text messages of Drew saying that she wanted to F Dennis. And Drew kept asking you, can you please provide that text? I never said that. And you failed to do so because you were lying. It's annoying how the girls are so unprepared when it comes to fighting with you that they let you get away with this nonsense. Has you been fighting with somebody like a Cynthia or a Phaedra or whoever else, you wouldn't be able to pull this. Because Kelli is such a newbie and she's ill-prepared, she couldn't even go toe-to-toe with you because anybody else would have gotten you together and said, girl, you have no receipts to speak of. This is a bold-faced lie. And let's go down your rap sheet. But I'm tired of Porsha and these fake receipts, these imaginary receipts. You don't have receipt to first. And then you were like, oh, well, it's all through text message and, I'll get the text, I'll show them to you. Baby, if you want to come with these receipts, then come with the receipts. But there were no receipts because there was not. I don't know if I believe this story about Kelli and a married man. But either way, I just wish that Kelli had the fortitude to be able to fight back and not let you just steamroll all over her, even though you're probably lying. But it was a mess. The story was too confusing to be a lie. Porsha is a whack veteran. Porsha ate this scene up. You said I wouldn't big her up, saying she should F Charles, shaking my head. Kelli should have ran down the Simon and Porsha timeline right there. Yeah, I agree, and ignored everything else. I agree. Her stammering made Porsha seem credible. I agree. So now, Kelli says, no, Porsha goes on to say that a friend of hers texted her saying that the married man, texted them saying that he just effed Kelli. And she says, oh, yeah, while you were in the bed with this man, you were on the phone with somebody and you were talking about Dennis. So Kelli's like, wait, what? Dennis? Now, Porsha, that does not even sound right. Who is thinking about you and Dennis while they're sleeping with somebody else? Let's be so for real, Porsha. She was talking about Dennis while she's effing this married man, allegedly. Really? So K. Michelle was so confused. She's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm confused as hell. I don't know who Kelli slept with. I'm looking at Porsha like this is so unfair, talking about this lady in her hot pocket. Did anybody catch how K. Michelle kept looking at the camera? And they had to keep panning back to Porsha and Kelli because you're not supposed to break the fourth wall. But K. Michelle must have broken the fourth wall like 10 times in this scene. And I could not stop laughing. She was looking directly at the camera like, do you see this right here? They were just like, girl, please, pretend like we're not even here. But she kept doing it. Yes, K. Michelle was so confused. Like, girl, why am I here for this scene? Like, what is this? Okay. So now Kelli says, let's be clear. If I'm going to screw anything or anybody, you think I'd be thinking about Porsha and Dennis? Have you seen him lately? No, I said, Kelli, I'm with you. But Miss Girl, I wouldn't do too much talking about Dennis and what he looks like. When we saw what your ex-husband looked like, you must have been blindfolded when you met him and when you married him. Don't make me pull up that picture of you and him on your wedding day, and he's in that ill-fitting suit. Your ex-husband, I'm trying to be nice, but he ain't got no alibi. So I said, if you dealt with him, you could deal with Dennis. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yes, honey, he had that ill-fitting tan suit. Yes, he was married to Carl Winslow. Listen, honey, listen. Okay, we see each other. We see each other. So yes, honey, she was with Mr. Brown. You married Shrek, Kelli. Don't start. Okay. Oh, listen, I'm just saying. So yes, honey, he was something, all right. So, all right. So now Kelli says, I think Porsha feels that if she plays this game, I want to be your friend, and then she drops this BS. So Kelli says, Porsha, I don't even speak about you in the press. Porsha says, well, it was on the after show. Do you remember that? Kelli says, yeah, it was on the after show. It wasn't in the press. So Porsha says, I have a name, sweetie. Kelli says, so do I. Porsha says, yeah, I don't speak on yours. Kelli says, girl, you just spoke on my name by saying that I sleep with other people's husbands. So Porsha says, I didn't say it in the press, though. We're speaking privately. Now, Porsha, stop. Porsha, I still stand 10 toes down in my opinion that you should teach a class along with Kyle Richards about how to gaslight. You are a master gaslighter. The way you deflect, the way you don't show any empathy, the way you have a knack of not apologizing when you're wrong. You don't own up to anything. You have yet to make a public statement apologizing to Dennis's mother for how you tried to fight her in Mexico on your spinoff show. There's never any accountability, no ownership, and the audacity for you to say, oh, it's a private conversation between me and you, knowing there's 10 cameras, there's a whole camera crew, and this is going to be on TV. Like, stop it. Even Kelli was tired. She was like, girl, are you serious? It doesn't get much more public than this TV show. Like, please don't do that. A mess, honey. Her and Kyle are both psychopaths, I swear. Then she'll say, I'm standing in my truth. Yeah, no, Porsha's very delusional. Porsha plays all day, but it's terrible how a lot of these newbies are ill-equipped to go up against her. So that's why it makes it look like Porsha is the winner at the end of the day. Because had this been another veteran or OG housewife, they would have gotten Porsha together. And they would have ran down that rap sheet of all the people that she slept with, all the married folks that she slept with. A mess. Privately on a national show. Exactly. A very unserious woman. Yes, I think that Porsha is a troll too. I think that Porsha enjoys trolling. And if you notice, when Porsha is in these scenes where she's reading somebody down or gaslighting somebody, she always has that smirk on her face, similar to Ashley Darby's smirk and Kyle Richards' smirk. When they're starting up a whole bunch of mess and they sit back and watch everybody else crumble, Porsha gives the same exact smirk just like them. I believe that Porsha does troll a good 95% of the time. So, child, a mess. Yeah, she's very socially, she is. Very intelligent socially. Oh, yeah, she knows how to play the game. She knows how to play the game, get under people's skin, and she has them flustered. So, she's very calculated. Listen, don't be fooled. There is nothing slow about Porsha. Yes, I know she acts ditzy, but it's ditzy in the same way that Kathy Hilton on Beverly Hills is ditzy. It's not true ditziness, in my opinion. I think that Porsha is just as calculated, just as cunning as anybody else. But she plays it really well with the whole, slow bit. But she's not slow at all. She knows what she's doing. It's all an act, honey. Because in real life, she's ruthless, just like Kathy's ruthless in real life. She plays it off well. Yeah. Yep. And that's the best spot to be in. That's the best. When people underestimate you, they never see you coming. And she has the game down pat. Miss Diane taught her well. She did. Didn't help her on the traders. She's not educated, but she's cunning. Oh, yeah. She's very cunning. And that's a great skill to have. So anyhow, Kelli is visibly upset. And K. Michelle's like, Kelli, are you okay? And Kelly's like, yeah, I'm fine. And K. Michelle's like, I feel like you're not. So Kelli says, I don't like to be lied on. So Porsha says, well, I did make it awkward and I shouldn't have done that. And she's saying it sarcastically. We know how Porsha is when she's being she just can't help herself. That was a true jackass moment, and Porsha leaned into that all the way. So Kelli says, no, you wanted to do that. As long as you feel good, though. So Porsha says, if you're going to speak on me in that way, I was letting you know what I could have done. Porsha, you've already done the worst. You said that this woman is sleeping with a married man on national TV. She didn't even defend herself. You have her here looking stupid. And now you want to say, well, I could have done much worse. You already did the worst. Like, there's nothing lower than this, really. Despite what you did, like marrying Simon, but I digress. But I mean, it doesn't get much lower than this. So for you to act like, I could have done worse, girl, you already did the worst. So please. Listen, no, hold on. I'm not saying that Porsha isn't funny. I think people get it confused. I have always said that Porsha is very entertaining. She's been a great housewife. I've never denied that. I do not like the Porsha that I've been seeing over the last few years. I think that Porsha has turned into just a mean girl, no accountability, no ownership. She is yet to say that I took this, that I got with Simon under a really shady way. I betrayed Fallon to get her man because he was very wealthy. She's yet to apologize or take ownership for how she did Dennis's mother, which was unacceptable. Until Porsha can just own up and apologize, then she'll be good. But I'll never deny that she's funny or that she looks good or that she makes good TV. But I don't like how Porsha cannot own stuff when she's in the wrong. And I hate how she gaslights people. It's annoying to me. And it's really put a bad taste in my mouth about Porsha. But if she can just own up to what she's done, that would be great. That's all I want from her. That's all. You said, Brooke, that will never happen. You say you can keep hoping, honey. Keep hope alive. It will never happen. Yes, like, listen, I can always listen. Porsha looks good. She's good TV, but her attitude in recent years has taken a turn for the worse, and I'm not here for it. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it, honey. She'll never apologize because she doesn't think she's wrong. I think that is her ego. I think that Porsha does know that she's wrong, but her ego just won't allow her to just do the right thing. That's what I feel. But you know what? You might be right, though. Maybe she doesn't think that she is wrong. You know what? Who knows? So anyhow, we have Porsha saying that, wait, hold on. I skipped a part. The women who were sitting behind them a few tables down, when they turned around and stare at them yelling like that, they had me screaming. They were looking like, what is going on here? They were like, what? Like, we're at tea and you guys are cutting up like this? But they were loving that camera time. So anyhow, K. Michelle says that she's in some BS. Why is she stuck here in the middle? So K. Michelle says, we're going to let bygones be bygones. And now Porsha says that she can't stay mad if she wanted to. So now Kelly's like, well, you want to hug? And Porsha says, come on and hug me, baby. So Porsha and Kelli share a hug and they're good. So K. Michelle says that she looks forward to all of this. This whole dynamic is different. Kelli, I'm going to just have to whack you later on. You are still really hurt and bothered by what Porsha said to you. And the time to address her was now. Why are you hugging somebody and saying that it's all good, all is forgiven, to now go around all week later and say that you're still mad at her and calling her names? I'm like, I don't have any patience for that. And despite Porsha being as wrong as two left shoes with her lying on you about being with a married man, I don't believe that story is true. But despite Porsha being wrong, Porsha did win me over because, like she said, I thought we were all good, and for you to be going around talking about me, that's immature. So Porsha did win this round because, like, girl, I thought we settled this, and now you're still mad, talking about me. So Kelli, I'm sorry, girl, but you kind of lost. You lost this round for me in this episode. Just my opinion. Begging for hugs like a man. Kelli's doing yes. Shamia is getting very much passive aggressive, very much so, and I'm sick of it. That's why her and Shamia are getting along so well. Hey, Jarrell, thank you for the super chat. I know Porsha loves to deflect from her own truths, but she was right about Peter, Todd, and Drew, and Black. I don't know. I think she's probably right about Kelli. Oh, you think so? Well, if let's say that she is right about Kelli, why can't we get her to be correct about herself and all her misdeeds? Why won't she take ownership about what she's done? But like you said, she might be right about Kelli, but if that is the case, I'm gonna need her to come clean about what really happened between her and Simon and her and Dennis's mother, because she was dead wrong for that. But let me just move on from that. Hey, sweet honey X, thank you for the super chat. Kelli proved she isn't housewife material because Porsha was an easy read at that table. Yes, whether the tea was true or not, I had secondhand embarrassment. Same here. Kelli should have easily gotten Porsha together, and the fact that she sat there shell-shocked and couldn't even utter one word until after that lunch was very sad to me. I think that Kelli, and listen, I don't want to take food. Oh, you hear the police? The sirens coming for Lisa Hochstein and Jody and Porsha for all her lies. But no, in all seriousness, though, I won't be surprised if Kelli is not asked back for the next season. Something tells me that Kelli might not be back. I don't know if Kelli has the chops for this. I just don't know. She's doing too much and too little at the same time, and none of her stuff is landing, and I feel bad. I really feel bad, honey. Hey, Bio Miss Flores, thank you for the super chat. Porsha is the jester of Atlanta, a silly woman that has not one serious bone in her body. Remember, the fool is the king's advisor for a reason. Oh, that's a nasty read, Bio Miss. That's a very nasty read. Not the jester of Atlanta. Y'all are on one today, honey. Hey, Jason Hernandez, thank you for the super chat. RHOP is Sheila's daughter. RHOA has Diane's daughter. Yes. I wonder if they're close in real life, Ashley and Porsha. Ooh, feel free to whack me because I promised myself that I would never say her name. I am so sorry. I want to apologize to you guys. I promised that I would never say her name. That will never happen again. You can take that to the bank. I will never say her name again. I promise you that. Forgive me. And I don't even want to refer to her as Sheila's daughter. Don't even bring her up. We're not mentioning her and no nicknames for her. No, don't even bring her up, okay? Honey, I used my one pass. Honey. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Baby, they said I used my one pass, honey. Oh my gosh. Hey, Bio Miss Flores, thank you for the super chat. Tell me the difference between Porsha versus Britt from SLC. Britt sleeping with that racist Mormon. Oh, seems like the only difference. Well, child, don't get this live shut down because you know, don't get this live shut down. Talk about Britt and what happened last season between her and Meredith. That was a fool. That was a hot mess. No comment. But no, in all seriousness, though, I think that I guess with Britt might be a deadbeat, but I guess since Jared's not married, he is a single man. So he, with Porsha, she'll go with anybody as long as there's some coin. Married, somewhat married, engaged, she doesn't care, in my opinion. Hey, sweet honey X, thank you for the super chat. Kelli had to hug Porsha as a truce because she knows she can't spar with her. Very true. But I still feel that Kelli should have had enough courage to say, Porsha, my feelings are still hurt by that. What you said was evil and it wasn't true. And I can't hug you. Like I'm angry. She was better off saying, or you know what she could have said? She would have been better off saying, Porsha, we can hug, but I'm still mad at you. It's going to take me a while to get over that. So that way, Porsha would not have felt blindsided later on. But Kelli I felt it was cowardly to me to say that she was okay with it and then she really wasn't. So, yes, you said Porsha isn't a deadbeat. Pilar is always going to be good. I agree. A hug was crazy on the real. It was. She begged for that hug, honey. Porsha didn't even cheers her. She didn't. I mean, there's no way I wouldn't have hugged Porsha. It would have been Porsha. I'm still pissed at you. How dare you? Honestly, I would have got up and left. I wouldn't have stayed for that. A mess, y'all. You said Kelli made it easy for Porsha to look innocent. She did. She did. Yes, you said I thought it was passive aggressive because Kelli's the one that initially brought up the hugging. You're right. You're right. Because Porsha did not initiate that hug. Kelli said, "Oh, so you want to give me a hug?" And then Porsha said, "Oh, you want that hug, babe?" So you're right. So again, Kelli lost this entire round because initiating the hug to then talk about her behind her back. Yeah, girl, you lost. Yes, begged for that hug and then ran around to tell the people that she was still hurt. Exactly. So now we get to Pinky at home, right? Pinky's home is pretty. Now I have to ask, is this the home that was recently foreclosed on and seized, or is that another home? Let me know in the comments. But from what we saw in this scene, this home was pretty. Pinky is in the kitchen. Her husband, Derek, is playing catch with one of their sons. Pinky was making mac and cheese, I believe. So Pinky says that her and Derek have been together for 5 years. I said, that's it? Why did I think they were together for a longer time than that? But I digress. She says, we fell in love. Then she got pregnant 3 months after she met him. She says, do what I say, not as I do. Girl, don't follow Pinky's route. Don't follow that method of getting pregnant 3 months into knowing a man. Okay. That might have worked for Pinky and it's barely working for her, as we see in that conversation in a few minutes. But don't you try it. Don't you try. I don't want to hear about any of y'all trying that. Okay? We don't even want to do what she says. Don't have to tell me twice. Exactly. Yes, honey. Barely working for her. Barely. A roadmap straight to hell. Okay? Yes, that man was a stranger. 3 months? Exactly, honey. The mini desperado debrief. Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. Let him know, Osmond. Thank you. Let him know. Let's warn the people right now. We about to be talking about desperados and all the foolishness in a few minutes. So now she says that we ended up having 3 kids together. Derek came into the marriage with 2 older daughters. Their names are Dallas and Denver. They're 11 and 9, and now their kids together. Della is 4, DJ is 3, and Dash, I think he's 1. Like, he's a fresh baby. He's a brand new newborn, okay? They didn't say how old he was, but I'm guessing he's around like 1 or maybe 2. So all the kids are really cute, adorable, beautiful family. It's funny how they all their names start with D. So now we see Pinky's mom is there. Derek's asking her mom. He says, ask your daughter how she had 3 kids back to back. So now Derek says, and by the way, mom, she wants to have another kid. Her mom was like, you better be joking. Like, this better be a lie. I don't want to hear that you're pregnant again. You guys have too many kids. So Pinky's like, it's a joke. Pinky jokes and says that she's already pregnant. She says, I'm just joking. So now we learn more about Pinky. She says that she grew up very Jamaican. Her mom worked 4 jobs. That kind of hurt my heart to hear that her mom was working 4 jobs. Let me just get off of that. I just, child, let's just move on. That's a different conversation for a different day. Let's just move on. Yeah, yeah. Okay, when I tell y'all, when I tell y'all we are truly locked in. When I tell y'all we are truly connected mentally, because we all had the same thought, and y'all understood what I said without me having to say it. And I really appreciate y'all so much. That we I don't, you know what? God is so good. God is so good that this is a bright bunch of people in this chat, because y'all got immediately what I was saying. This is generational. This, y'all, we see each other. We see each other. We see each other. No, it's we see we I was, because I'm trying to be PC, because it veers into kitchen table talk. But thank y'all for saying it in the chat, so that way I don't have to say it. But that's exactly what I thought when she said that. My heart sank when I heard her say that. Listen, listen, honey, we see each other. We see each other. So anyhow, she said her mom showed her how to be a boss. Let's just move on. Pinky says that she started Slutty Vegan in 2018 in her 2-bedroom apartment, started as a ghost kitchen. She got her food truck. There were crowds of people lined up every day. She says she opened up 14 locations, built this $100 million brand, but the people that she put in place to run the business, they couldn't go where she wanted to go. She was in $20 million in debt. She says that she lost her company, then she bought her company back after losing it for 43 days. She says now she's doing things on her own terms, doing it her way. She has a whole new team, a new president, and it's been a rough season. So now she goes on to tell Derek, her husband, that it's been a tough time. Derek says, but this season built us for everything that's about to come. So now he's talking about his business. Pinky says that Derek owns the Big Dave's cheesesteaks, number 6 in the country. Y'all told me that his restaurants are really good, great cheesesteaks, and that he does make money. He brings in a few million himself, right? So she goes on to say in her confessional that they don't have a prenup, so that's her business too. So here's where things really just, I mean, babe, when I tell you this conversation blew my edges back, I said, what are we talking about? They sit down and Derek says, you're so dominant. Then he says, I'm the only person who doesn't put up with your ish. You're used to everybody flocking to you. Then he says, I humbled you. Pinky was like, huh? And I said, come again, sir? I don't know how much I can stress this. As a woman, you need to be so on guard for men who are looking to humble you. Any man seeking to humble you is seeking to destroy you. Okay? You don't sit up there and let some man down you, talk crazy to you, tell you that you need to be humbled. The minute any man says anything like that, anything of the sort, that is your cue to walk away and pack your bags up. I'm hopeful. I'm praying that their marriage is okay, but 9 times out of 10, generally speaking, these dynamics where it's role reversal, where the woman is more successful, has more money, and then the man is talking about humbling her, it never ends well. Mary J. Blige, we all know the story about Kendu being a bum, right? And she made him her manager, and he took all that money from her. She had to pay him all that money and alimony and all this. I remember she did an interview saying that during their marriage, not only was he cheating on her, but he told her every day that she was ugly, she was worthless, she wouldn't be anything, and that she was nothing. And he chipped away at her self-esteem every single day. And she said that he even told her his goal was to humble her. And she allowed that. If you are dating somebody and they are not complimenting you, telling you how beautiful you are, they're not happy for your wins, that is not your man, that is not your person. You need to see yourself out immediately. Don't think that it's going to get better. It's not. The minute you have a man talk about, oh, your little degree or your little channel or your little podcast or your little anything, you need to go, because your life is going to be a living hell if you stay. It does not work. It does not work when the woman has the success and the status and the man is over there chipping away at her confidence and her self-esteem. You need to see yourself out. That was troubling for me. And because I know a few of y'all are going to say, well, no, they're married and they're happy and da-da-da-da-da. Before a few of y'all start, there's always a desperado and a contrarian in the mix lurking. And before you come out and jump out the window and try to say something to me, just be clear. I'm sitting 10 toes down in what I said. Maybe Pinky and Derek might be the exception to the rule, but most times nobody is the exception. So you need to see the warning signs and plan accordingly, okay? But for the desperados and the contrarians who are sitting back lurking, who are going to say they're happy, they're fine, why do you care so much? Because this happens time and time again to people who aren't famous, women who aren't famous, women who are famous. This happens more times than you know. Think about, God rest her soul, the vice mayor in Florida, the beautiful Black woman, her name, Nancy Mattier. I still want to talk. I still needed to do a video on her. You see what happens when a jealous man who wants to dim your shine, you see what happens. Now she's unfortunately no longer here because of a jealous, evil man. Don't sit up here and play yourself thinking that this is cute behavior when a man is trying to humble you. That is not your man. You need to leave immediately. And Derek, the way you said that you humbled her, that was alarming. I had warning bells going off in my head when you said that. I said, Pinky, you might want to draft up a post-nup something, girl. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. So when he said that, I was shocked. Yes, honey, a jealous man is a dangerous man, very much so. Yes, no, it's true. Hey, Jarrell, thank you for the super chat. A jealous man can literally be the death of you. Exactly. Think about the woman in Baltimore years ago. I've told you guys this story. That woman in Baltimore, God rest her soul, Black woman, she was an engineer. All my Baltimore folks, jump in and let me know. You remember this story if you're in Baltimore. When that woman was an engineer, she married a man who had a lot less. I think he was a janitor or he was a security guard who worked the night shift. But either way, she made 30 times more than he did. He was jealous of her. He took her clean out with his stupid, ugly, with his daughter. Her stepdaughter and this ugly bum took her life. They were jealous of her. She was an engineer making well over 6 figures. She was making, I think, like between $300,000 to $400,000, doing well for herself. And he couldn't take her success. And he ended her life and then tried to lie and say that a homeless man took her life. And the whole time it was him and his stupid daughter. A mess. You say, okay, you remember that story? A hot mess. Yes. You said in the DMV, but heard about that story. He was HIV positive too. Yes. Yep. Sure was. Sure was. Hey, Miss Lee Carter, thank you for the super chat. That let me know that he kept her pregnant on purpose. Yes. like he has a hand in some of these business problems of hers. I agree. No, it's true. I felt the same way too. He keeps, I mean, it's not lost on me that in every conversation he keeps saying, let them know how, I knocked you up 3 times in a row, back to back. Let them know how you had 3 kids in 3 years. Like that is his claim to fame. It's a bit alarming to me. And she's just so happy to be married and have a man, I's married now. She's just so happy that she doesn't see it. What's really going on? It's terrible. Hey, the life of Samad, thank you for the super chat. Humbled, Your Honor. She married her own enemy. I agree. It's terrible. Hey, the Sanderson sisters, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Brooke and chat. In my opinion, wealthy women need to be hypergamous. Yes. Also with a man in a whole other field to avoid competition. I agree with you. I agree. Listen, I always say that. Listen, my grandma would always say, my parents always said it too. Whatever you have, the man needs to have more. I've said this before to you guys. If you drive a luxury car, he needs to drive a luxury car. It needs to be on the same level as you or better. If you drive a Lexus, an Audi, a Mercedes, he needs to have the same thing. And it needs to be on a higher level. If you drive an E-Class, he needs to have an S-Class. Or he needs to have an E-Class or an S-Class. It's not going to work if you have an E-Class Mercedes and he has an A-Class or C-Class. No, and don't, or even if you have an Audi Q7, he needs to have an Audi Q7 or Audi Q8 or a convertible Audi. Like, people laugh when I say this, but it's the truth. There was a couple I saw, one of y'all sent me the clip. You DM'd me a clip. You said, Brooke, you're so right. There's this couple. The woman has a luxury car and the man doesn't. And he admitted that he was jealous of her having a luxury car while he has a beat around car. It doesn't work. If he drives if you have a car, and he has to have a car too, or he has to have a car, or it has to be a better car than yours. It cannot be that you have a car and he drives the bus. If you drive a bus, he needs to have an unlimited bus pass. He needs to be on the train. It's not going to work if you're taking the bus and he rides his bike. Like, on every single level, it has to be evenly yoked or better. Okay. So even if he has more, a lot of times these men are jealous of you. No, it's true. It's very true. They're jealous of your charisma, your how magnetic you are. That's another thing. Upbringings. That also is a factor. Evenly yoked. If you grew up, it has to match. People, generally speaking, and I know what I'm talking about. People can get very envious if you grew up in a good environment and it was the opposite for them. Please, listen, we're getting into the weeds here, but it has to be said. Please, y'all, don't sit up here and play yourself. If you make good money, he needs to make good money too, or more. If you have status, he needs to have social status too. Because that also, if you have more social capital than he does, he might be jealous. So it's a lot to think about. And we have to have these conversations. No, and people talk about, oh, it's elitist or it's classist, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And this is why we get all these crazy stories, all these horrible stories, because people are unequally yoked. And now it's a whole bunch of problems. Child. Yes, I agree. If you're close with your family, you want somebody who's close with their family, because it's just, listen, y'all, we'll talk about this another time, but it just bears repeating. It really does. It really does. So yes, listen, I've had that happen too. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Even in friendships too, friends can get jealous if they grew up, a certain way and you grew up well. So it's just, listen, relationships, period. You need to be with folks who, listen, I know it's unpopular to say that, but I'm just saying a lot of trouble arises when, we'll talk. Yes, you have a large friend group and he doesn't, he'll be mad about that. Yes, but that's why country clubs exist. That's why social clubs like Jack and Jill exists. That's why, to be around like minds, to be around the same like that. And people call things classist or elitist, but that's the truth of why there are certain social groups. Because let me, child. Yes, it's the way the world works. It's very true. Okay, listen, honey. Hey, come on, window seat view only. Thank you for the super chat. You said I'd rather be elitist than lose my life. Listen. You got to come like Nene. What's your status at the bank? It's very true. Honey, I'm telling you that I have encountered a lot of people, friends and former lovers. That was a bone of contention. I said, oh no, I'm not doing this. That is a hotbed of contention. It's horrible. It's very sad. So yes, the Bible talks about being equally yoked. Yes. People, and too many Christians think that being equally yoked just means that they have to be a Christian too. No, God's talking about more than just that. He's talking about evenly yoked in pretty much everything. Not just, okay, we both love Jesus. That's great. But it needs to be, okay, we got the same stuff going on. That's why so many Christians are having issues in their marriages, I feel, in my opinion, because it's just, okay, well, he said he loved Jesus, I love Jesus, but then the backgrounds are different, the money's different, and it's a problem. So listen, we're talking some truth today. Oh goodness. No, the show recap isn't no, wait, hold on. Someone asked if the show is done. No, the recap isn't done. We're talking about the whole thing with Pinky and her husband Derek. I'm about to shout, Brooke, it's not even Sunday. Come on with the word. I'm telling you, y'all. You said my mom broke up her engagement because her fiance was jealous of her. Yeah, with relation with me, her only child. These men are not okay, and I'm so glad my mom did not raise me to be a pick-me. Thank God. Your mom did the right thing. Yes, evenly yoked means mindset, upbringing, finances, everything. It's the truth. If we talked about this in the Rhode Island recap last week, if somebody grew up with dysfunction, folks yelling and smashing plates and all this craziness, and you didn't, it's going to be tough if you get married to them or get together with them because you're not used to that. They're used to that and you're not, and it's going to be a bumping of heads. So oh my gosh. You said I have myself as well. I found the ones who had healthier families were much more accepting of myself and have respect for how hard I work, how close I am to my family and kids. So I hear it and receive it. Okay, I love it. I love to hear it. It depends on if you do the work. That's all the difference. That part, I would say if the person has done the work, gotten some therapy to work through their stuff, maybe. But listen, we're all human. And old traumas will seep out, even if you have gone to therapy and healed. So it's a gamble. Do what you want to do. I'm just here to just give my 2 cents about it. No, it's very true. Was Pinky losing the house Derek's way of humbling Pinky? It might have been. And that's a great question as well, because I do want to talk about this. I thought it was very alarming because Derek says we balance each other out. When you're with a dominant woman, it forces you to level up. A man needing a woman to level him up, a man should have that drive on his own. You don't want to be you don't want a man to tell you that you helped him and you building a man up. That's low key what he was saying. On top of that, when she asked him, does he like being with a dominant woman? He said he loves it. It pushes it because it pushes him. Respectfully. Personally, for me, I'm not a believer in role reversal where the woman is the dominant one, leading the way, head of household. Respectfully, no, thank you. the woman calling the shots and leading the way and making all the decisions, I'll pass on that. And the fact that he's even saying that she's the dominant one, I said, I want to say something, but it's kitchen table talk. Like so I'm just going to be quiet. But yeah, that would be a conversation where we'd have to put that behind a paywall because I really want to say some stuff. Yeah, I said, no, ma'am. I said, no, absolutely not. I said, absolutely not. Listen, let's talk about it. Yeah, that's exactly what it gave. That's exactly what it gave. No, thank you. You said, I didn't like it when you said it, but I thought about it and you're 100% correct. Hard truth, but the truth nonetheless. Well, you know what? Can I tell you something? I really appreciate you saying that. I really appreciate you saying that. Listen, when I understand that some of the things that I say about, life advice, some facets of life can be hard to hear. I know it doesn't feel good to hear them, but it is the truth. And I'm trying to help the folks out, and I'm thankful that you sat back and you said, you know what, this might've been a tough pill to swallow, but thank God I did swallow it because it's the truth. I'm really just trying to help. That's really all it is. I'm trying to help somebody out there. So it means a lot that you didn't get offended and you had the maturity to say, you know what, girl, you were right. I appreciate that. Okay, honey, I appreciate that. Because too many people, they get mad at when I say things like that, and they are so upset and they're so offended, they're so reactive, they don't realize that what I'm saying can really help you out. It can help you out and set you up for success. So I appreciate that. I really do. So yes, honey, exactly. As a woman, why are you doing the heavy lifting in a marriage? No, ma'am. Listen, honey, listen, it's the truth. Just y'all, I said this is troubling to hear. So now I thought it was funny because now this might be petty of me. I said, now he's calling her the dominant one and saying all this stuff. And did you look at his wrist? Y'all saw his wrist? Baby, I said, how is his wrist more stacked than Pinky's? He was there with his Van Cleef Alhambra 5 motif bracelet and a diamond encrusted Cartier love bracelet. I said, how's his wrist is more stacked than hers? honey, yes, he had 28,000 on his wrist, honey. Oh, I must agree. There were certain memos that I didn't get growing up, and I appreciate you for opening my eyes. Thank you. Listen, I'm just here to help somebody. And if one person receives the message that I have done my job, yes, you got to do the work. If you want to get somewhere that's worthwhile, it's very true. Oh my gosh, honey. So anyhow, he says, we've been through kids, you for the last year battling to get your company back. And I'm in my season of my biggest wins, trying to figure out how to be there for you. It was difficult. I said, oh, really, Derek? So now Pinky says that Pinky starts crying. She says that I don't really know if he understood fully what I had going on mentally. So now she says, I had a lot of lonely nights mentally. And now she asks Derek, do you feel like you were there for me? So Derek says, well, I felt like I was there for you as much as I could be. That's your wife, sir. What does that mean? I was there for you as much as I could be. No, ma'am. No, I said, this is foolery at its finest. He's talking about, well, honey, I had the best year of my life. You were over there like, baby, you were over there broke and stuck. And I'm over here winning and thriving, girl. Like, I don't have time for all that broke stuff. You over there wallowing in sorrow, baby, while I'm thriving. I was there for you as much as I could be. I said, that's how a husband speaks to his wife while she's going through the worst year of her life? A mess. Yeah, listen, that's a no. He wasn't there for her. You know he wasn't. Because what kind of response is that? She's the one back to back. Thank you, having back to back kids, running these companies, but it was difficult for him. Exactly. Yeah, he said, baby, well, you were over there losing, baby. He said, well, you were over there losing. He said, I don't do that broke shit. That's on you. Like over here, we up. You down. Keep that over there, honey. Because over here, we are winning. So I couldn't be there for you because I don't know what being a loser feels like. That's what he low-key said. I said, this is a hot mess. It's a hot mess. Yeah, honey. He said, I don't know about you. He said, baby, you broke. I'm up. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, he said, oh, money problems? He said, oh, that's not me. That's Toni Braxton. That's not me. Shout out to Aretha Franklin when that interviewer asked her, do you have money problems? And she said, money problems? No. That's not me. That's Toni Braxton. That's exactly what Derek gave. That's exactly what he gave, honey. Yeah, honey. He said, peep the Van Cleef, baby. He's like, I got that Van Cleef on me, baby. Trust. He said, check the records, baby. Yeah, he said, whatever that means, girl. Never heard of it. Never heard of her. He said, broke. Never heard of her. Who? He said, all the losers to the back, honey. Did y'all see him on Kirk Franklin's dinner show with Tyler Perry and and Young Jeezy? No, I didn't see him on that. He said, you better check yourself. Yeah, Aretha said that. It's a famous interview. I played the clip before too. And he's like, are you broke? And she says, money problems? No. That's Toni Braxton. That's not me. Yes, honey. He said the money bitches to the right, honey. The broke to the left. He said, keep me away from all that broke stuff. Okay, we don't do that. Child. Just a mess. He said, you better zip this zipper down and check the label. Y'all both said it at the same time. I am yelling so hard. Yes, honey. Yes, exactly. While you were struggling, I was cashing checks. Okay, exactly. Child. Oh no, Osmond, don't. Osmond, don't. Don't bring her people in this chat, please. Y'all better stop. So anyhow, Pinky says, people can always say that he wasn't there for you. I said, oh, wait. So Pinky, you have friends and family telling you that your husband wasn't there for you. You don't think that that's a sign to maybe, pack your bags? A mess. She says, it was difficult. No, she says, all I know is that no marriage is easy and most marriages don't work out anyway. But here we are. We always get through it. I need my married people to the front. Married people to the front. My married people to the front. I need y'all to go and tell your peers to stop saying that tired line about, well, marriage isn't easy anyway. And y'all wonder why the marriage rates are going down every day. Nobody wants to get married. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I'm so tired of y'all talking about how hard marriage is. Is it fun is it life of a wife? Is it a flex or is it struggle? I'm confused. I see all these stories on TikTok of women married to men broke. You should not be broke with a man. You can do bad all by yourself. I'm so tired of hearing women and say that, oh, marriage is not easy, child, and we get through it. And who wants to hear that? Baseline. You should be able to expect support from your spouse when you're going through a hard time, right? No, yes. You said, I'm good. I was married 31 years, single and happy. My marriage is not hard. Thank you. I'm happy to hear this. We laugh a lot and have deep conversations with wine so much. I'm happy to hear this. Thank you for saying this because I am so sick and tired of hearing that phrase. Pinky ain't got no brain. I don't want struggle love. When I tell you, I'm so tired of hearing that. Like, what does that mean? Well, marriage isn't easy anyway, child. And, and people divorce anyway. So we're still here. Okay, so Pinky, you're still married. But if there is no support in that marriage, is it really a healthy marriage then? I said, Pinky, that response to this whole thing made no sense. Hey, LXU, thank you for the super chat. If marriage is so much struggle and work, why get yourself into it? Exactly. By the way, your nail color is so pretty. Thank you so much. Thank you. Honey, you said, listen, honey, just a mess. It's beautiful, but you're living with another human being. What Pinky has is absenteeism. She says she had lonely nights. You might as well be single for all that. Exactly. You can do bad all by yourself. I just, just a mess. I shook my head during that entire segment. Yes, they love promoting struggle love. It's so annoying. It's so aggravating. And they're just feeding it, especially to us day in and day out. Always just, ride or die for your man. And, it's hard, but it's worth it. Stop. I don't want to hear that. I'm not subscribing to that. Yes, he made sure to jump in and say that he was in the room. Okay, no. Listen, we see each other because I feel the same way. Because, okay, especially when your life is good, I'll be damned to, get married and then go backwards. Absolutely not. Listen, we see each other. Marriage isn't hard when you pick the right person. Exactly. That's a cute spring color. Oh, thank you. Ditto, not subscribing to that mindset. Thank you. Yes, honey. Exactly. My husband made my life easier. That's what we need. That's the only way. That's the women. Listen to Demetria Will. If it's not like this, don't do it. If it's not like this, don't do it. This is what you're supposed to be hearing. Exactly. No, it's true. They do. It's very true. Just a mess, honey. But let's just move on, honey, because I feel somebody in the shadows getting upset at this conversation. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Hey, Rich the Fish, thank you for the super chat. No, now Rich the Fish, you don't get my live shut down now. No, I don't think that he did. I think that she's always right. Oh no, you're right. No, they showed the flashback of their wedding, and her hair was long. Well, child, who knows? Now, Rich the Fish, I'm not reading your super chat only because I'm not trying to have this live shut down and have the folks come for me, child. It's already spicy on here, please. Oh my goodness. Oh, hey, window seat view only. Thank you for the super chat. I'm in my final year engineering student. Oh, I'm a final year engineering student. Oh, congratulations. Even my doctor, an Asian man, told me I need to marry an engineer or above. He married a doctor, by the way. Yeah, he's right. He's telling you the truth. Listen, equally yoked or better. Hey, Rich the Fish, thank you for the super chat. Now, this super chat I can read. A former boyfriend was actually jealous that I didn't have to take care of my parents like he had to. He would downplay my achievements because of my parents. Honey, it's nasty out here. It's real nasty. Hey, Andrea Rogers, thank you for the super chat. Brooke, did you pay attention to how Pinky said they don't have a prenup as if that's a flex? Shaking my damn head. Yeah, I heard that. I said, Pinky, you better watch out because I think Pinky brings in more money, I believe. So she needs to watch out saying that there's no prenup. But whatever, honey. Okay. Wow, you said most marriages are like some endurance test. That's sad. See how long they can hang on. I have friends that have been married for 30 years. They refuse to let go of a nothing man. How sad. You have women who are struggling with men, can't even go to the movies, can't even get their nails done, can't even buy a lipstick, and with a whole husband. Can't even go shopping, and they have a whole husband. But they have a husband, though. A mess. It's very sad. And you can't say anything to them. Yes, honey. All you can do is just keep your mouth shut because they always say that. So you just say, okay, whatever. So, But yeah, Pinky's scene was a mess. Now, K Michelle, production, y'all know what y'all were doing, because between Pinky's scene and K Michelle's scene with her new house with her husband, we got to talk about this. We see K Michelle at her brand new home. Now, let me say this. Let me be clear in my Karen Huger voice. The K Michelle, your new home is stunning. Stunning. I just thought it was interesting that you made sure to let us know that this is your home. So you're telling me that Dr. Caston, did he put $1 towards this house? Let me just move on, honey. For real. It was literally back to back. It was like I almost passed out. I almost passed out. The home is stunning. Yes, honey. And production was so shady too. They said K Michelle's home, not their home. I said, my God. Listen. He's a dentist, I believe. Child, the doctor ain't putting a 5 on it, just like Kelli. Oh, Lord. Listen, honey, if you find out, let me know. Don't let them break you, Brooke. Yes. You said this perfectly. I don't see any energy from him at all. He's just a blank wall. There's no energy. I don't see the chemistry. He's just there. He just says, yeah, oh, okay. He literally says 3 words. There's no expression. There's just, I can't. I could not have said this better myself. A prop in the background. We are one band, one sound, honey. You don't understand. When she told the story again in this episode, in this scene about how they got married, I almost passed out. You don't understand. I literally had to pick myself up from the floor. I said, are you kidding me? Y'all, I'm at a loss for words. So anyhow, they're walking into the house and she's like, well, I want you to pick me up, because she wants to be picked up into the threshold of her new home. So we meet her real estate agent. She seemed really sweet. And now we cut to K Michelle's confessional. She says, Dr. Caston Sims, they've been the best of friends since junior high. They dated for 10 to 11 years and he never married her. She says that she went into the whole thing saying that she wasn't trying to be married. When he didn't do it, she was very much offended. She left to show him who she was. She told him, you're going to do what you're supposed to do. We can stop this live right now. I don't know how many times I can say it. You don't ever ask a man, you don't force a man about marriage. If he isn't mentioning it to you, you don't mention it to him. If you have to say to a man, I want you to marry me, that is not the man for you, and you are not the woman for him. Because when a man wants you, he will snatch you up quickly. He's going to snatch you up so fast, your head is going to spin. You're going to be the one unsure about him. For all the women in the chat who are married to good men, who you did it the right way, tell me, am I lying? Okay, am I lying? For all them, because before, I just want to get clarity from the experts. When a man wants you, he's gonna scoop you up so quickly. First of all, it doesn't take years and years and years for a man to know that you're the one for him. If it's taken years and years and years, you're the placeholder. It don't take all day and all night and 2 decades for a man to know that you're it. It's actually, they know within like 3 to 6 months. You're not lying, Brooke. Thank you. No lies told. Honey, I have the married women tell me that I'm telling the truth. So I know what I'm talking about. Listen, honey, let him know, Brooke, my husband led these conversations. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I just, uh, let me free somebody. It doesn't take years and years. It doesn't take years and years. If I can free, I'm not saying to tell your business in the chat, but if I'm talking to you, I'm saying this with love. It does not take years and years. If you have to offer up ultimatums, if you have to beg a man, he doesn't want you. I hate to be so blunt, but it's time to tell the truth, to break some chains, because so many women are holding on to hope. And hope is the worst place for a woman to have, because hope leads to desperation. It's time to be real. It doesn't take years and years and years. My dad put me on game early. It does not take years. When a man wants you, you will know. When he doesn't want you, you'll be confused. Okay? My dad said he saw my mom. It was love at first sight. He said he saw her at a party and he was like, oh no, she's it. He proposed to her in 4 months. Stop. Just like, it doesn't take, if it's years and years and years, baby, you're wasting your own time. He's looking for, he still hasn't found his wife. It's time to break the chains, because I'm seeing too many girls on social media saying, oh, what do y'all think about it? Me and my man have been together for 7 years, 8 years, 5 years, 4 years, and I keep telling him that I want to get married. And he's like, not yet, not yet. And it's like, and everybody and the women in the comments are giving them bad advice. It's desperate. It's the blind leading the blind. It's desperate women giving a desperate woman more advice. And it's like, it's time for us to tell the truth today. It doesn't take years. It doesn't take years. Child, they're gonna get me, and I don't care, because I'm telling the truth, honey. I'm doing the Lord's work today. You should not have to beg for a ring. Exactly. No, it's true. But no, y'all telling the truth. Y'all telling the truth. Wasting youth, time. If he says he's not sure, that's your answer. Truth. I went to a friend's birthday party and she was propositioning her boyfriend of 10 years, proposed to her. I was so embarrassed. A mess, child. Hey, Serendipity 142. Thank you for the super chat. It's also narcissistic men. They like to keep you in control because they know withholding affection or commitment will keep you hooked on them. Well, yeah, that works on women. No, it does. Yes, but they seek out women with low self-esteem, because someone with high self-esteem, it's going to be harder to get them to be on that crazy roller coaster ride of chasing affection from a man. That works on women with low self-esteem who are craving validation from a man. That's why it's important to make sure your self-esteem is on point. Very much so. Yes. Yes, my grandpa bought my grandma a house and proposed in 3 months. Exactly. My mom was married by 20. It didn't last, but my daddy knew he had to have her. Listen, they know a mark when they see one. It's very true. That's why, if you're desperate, you don't get in these dating streets until you have finally healed and you have mastered yourself and you have some good self-esteem. Because desperation is like blood in the water. Listen, honey. So now she tells her real estate agent that they're married. And she's like, oh my gosh, really? So now K. Michelle says that Caston popped the question because he had no other choice. She says, I could give you guys the fairy tale story saying how much he loved me and how much he wanted to be with me. But oh no, baby, we sat around for 10 years. K. Michelle says we were on a breakup. She was about to marry another man. And then he realized sometimes you have to pop out and let them know. So production shows a clip of their courthouse wedding. I have no words. I don't even know why K Michelle would send in that video for production to show to the world. Listen, I fell off my couch when production showed that their video of their courthouse wedding. He looked like he was going to get a root canal. He's sitting here like this. No excitement, no enthusiasm, like he was getting a wisdom tooth pulled out. Like he was a kid sitting in school bored. He was like this. Like it was the saddest day of his life. I said, is this? Not a twinkle in his eye. Baby, when I tell you I'm about to go and get a nice drink after this recap is over. You and I both, honey. You and I both. Sitting like somebody who got school detention. No, I'm serious. You said Germans, the most stone-faced people, are jubilant when they do their courtroom weddings. And she was just away giggling. I'm drinking my Prosecco right now, child. He didn't even react to her in the video because she was like, are you excited? And he was just like, His eyes weren't even open. He looked like he was drinking the night before and was hungover and was tired. He was like, I said, I can't. No, I hope she has I hope K Michelle has the tightest prenup known to man. Production, yeah, honey, they kept that video in for me. Production said, "Oh, Brooke's gonna clown when we put this video in." They did that for me. I thought it was some nerve of Dr. Caston to say that he needs to have a man cave. I said, a man cave in the house that she paid for. Did you put $1 into this house? But you're talking about, I want a man cave. I said, I can't. I will say the best part of this scene was how pretty K Michelle looked. I thought that I don't know what it was about this look. I thought that she just looked so beautiful. It was so, I love like a good, it was just, it was so chic. The Ralph Lauren purple label button down with the white jeans and the loafers. And it like, you know how sometimes like a simple outfit just works so perfectly. I thought the makeup and her hair, she looked stunning in this scene. But this marriage, yes, she's stunning. It was so sharp and so crisp, and the hair was perfectly coiffed. It was so crisp, honey, so crisp. Yes, it was very chic, very much chic, honey. Yes. So now, K Michelle is they're looking at the primary bedroom. And she says, okay, this is going to be my closet. Your closet's going to be here with, put all your scrubs in this closet. Is that okay? So he barely answers. He says that hopefully he can get a good dental practice going in Georgia. So K Michelle's like, well, how do you feel about that? He says, just got to get the license, excited for the future and the cash. So we find out that Caston has a successful practice with his father in Memphis. And now he's ready to transition here in Atlanta, Georgia. If you knew that you guys were getting married and that K Michelle was joining Real Houses of Atlanta, why didn't you go and get your license in Georgia? Why wasn't it already taken care of? Why are we waiting until now for us to get the license now? Why wasn't this taken care of months ago? You say he wants to be in Memphis, child. My exact thoughts. I said, okay, so why did we wait until we finally moved to Atlanta to finally get the license and we still don't have the license? Why wasn't this settled and taken care of before? Yeah, pretty much. He didn't plan this. He didn't want this. He doesn't want to be in Atlanta. They got married 2 weeks before the show filmed. But he still knew that they were going to be together in some capacity, and she was going to be on the show. She said she had another man coming on the show. Honey, she said they got married the next day after he proposed. It's fake unless you can get a same-day license. Honey, listen, something is not adding up. They're wasting our time. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I wonder if he bought the house they live in Memphis. I wonder too. Oh gosh. Oh wow. They were on marriage boot camp. They had these same problems then. She's been in ATL and he's been in Memphis. Did he have any personality on marriage boot camp, or was he just as dull as he is now on Atlanta? Mona Scott's storyline. This is a Yandy situation. It's because he doesn't want to be there, I bet you. She was about to be engaged to another man who's an NBA coach. That's who she interviewed with for the RHOA producers. This whole thing has me baffled, if I'm being honest with you. That's his personality, very dry and dull. Child, I just can't. Yes. I was trying not to go there. Thank you for saying it for me, because I didn't want to be the one to say it, but that was my exact thought. That's and that's an absolute no for me. No, I don't want any passive. Yeah, no. That we see each other. We high five to you because we see each other. We see each other. That was my exact thought. I was trying not to say that, but that was my exact thought. And thank you for saying it. Hey, Satra Del Ree, thank you for the super chat. My aunt had parents. Her hubby's dad made his wife raise the outside baby. That baby was my aunt's hubby? Wait, what? He was mistreated. He was evil and constantly tried to destroy my aunt and her family. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is wild. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. So now they're outside looking at the backyard. The backyard is beautiful. I said, okay, you could put a beautiful pool and cabana outside. I mean, that yard has so much potential to be just everything. But I said, definitely do a really nice infinity pool with some seats, some nice beach chairs, and a cabana. You could do an outdoor grill. So that would be really nice. I mean, that yard, she's at least, it was like what? On at least a half an acre or 1 acre. There's a lot of land. So she said that she wants a chicken coop and a baby. So she says, did you hear me? I said a baby. So she said she's always wanted a baby girl, but God has a sense of humor and gave her a boy. And we know that she had a son. Her son is 21. His name is Chase. So she says that she has always wanted a baby girl. But right now she's struggling with infertility and trying to get her ovaries running. I'm sorry to hear that, Kay. I hope that things turn around quickly. And I hope that you do get your girl. And yeah, that's the scene. But when I tell y'all those back-to-back scenes with Pinky and then K. Michelle, I was like, oh my Lord, it was a lot going on. Now we have Kelli and Shamia at a store, right? Okay, one of y'all said what? Junior Musa, you saw how I skipped over that part because I thought it, but yes, that's how we see each other. We see each other. Yes, Jameer, listen, those two scenes really sent me over. No, they really did. They really, because and the way y'all were tweeting at me last night, you were like, "Oh my gosh, Brooke, I am seated for this live." Yeah, no, we see each other, because I thought it was. I'm not going to say it, but you said it for me. We see each other. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Shamia and Kelly are both weirdos. I agree. I'm not going to hold you. If Shamia doesn't come back after this season, I won't be upset. Listen, if you find out, let me know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what this new trend is of paying for men. It's got to stop. I'm tired of it too. Yeah, oh, no. Oh, the chat is clocked in. No, y'all are more than clocked in, honey. We are on the same page. We are on. It's one band, one sound. So we see Kelly and Shamia at a store. Kelly's down in the dumps. She says it's been a morning. We find out that Kelly's ex-husband did an interview with Tasha K. Shamia's like, wait, what? He's doing interviews? So now Angela arrives and Kelly tells her the news about what her ex-husband did. So Angela says, oh, that's never good. So Kelly says the fact that he would go on a distasteful blog, it doesn't surprise me. It just hurts me. She says her divorce was finalized September 2024, but he's never going to stop emotionally draining her. So now Angela says in her confessional, I can't stand a man who talks too much. You're just a bitch. Like, it's just bitch qualities. And I agree. Like, why aren't we making any money? Like, you talking to like these men on these podcasts talking crazy about women all day, but so it's time for a job. Talking too much, but no job, no money. You have more mouth than you have money. And as a man, that's unacceptable. Don't get with a talker, get with a doer. Get with an ambitious man who has some ambition to get out the bed each morning and make some money, and not talking, flapping his gums, whistling into the mic, saying nothing, bringing in no money. Okay? Yes, honey, put the podcast mics down. Too much talking with overdue rent. Okay? Yes, honey, clock in. Clock in. So now they start shopping for clothes for their daughters. They all have girls. Now, it's no shade, but they all know that Kelly's having severe money problems. So why they even pick this activity to go shopping? Maybe Shamia is going to buy the Kelly's daughter's clothes. Maybe. Shamia does seem like a generous friend. And her and Kelly aren't close like that where she would buy her something. Because I noticed that they were all picking up clothes for their kids, except for Kelly. Kelly was like, oh, well, it's just so hard to buy for twins. And I said, is it hard but just my 2 cents, right? You said they weren't shopping, they were touching. It's giving Dorit. Well, no, Dorit was buying. Dorit bought in the Hamptons. She bought in Italy. It was giving Bose, where Bose walked into Dolce & Gabbana and came out with some champagne, guzzled that champagne down in the store, and walked out with no bags. Don't start. Y'all, don't start today. Don't start today. You said, I was like, huh? Exactly. I said the same thing. Okay, so I thought it was really funny because Angela's, well, how is business going with you, Kelly? How are your finances? I said, now that's kind of a bold question to ask. Are you going to write her a check and help her out and help, lessen her stress? Why are you asking about her finances if you're not going to help her? Like, what kind of question is that to ask somebody? Unless you're going to Zelle them and give them something for their troubles, then don't ask that. Oh my gosh. So she says that things are good, and now in the confessional, it's the complete opposite. She says the debt is deading, baby. She says the fact that it was lawsuits and her owning rent on a restaurant that wasn't even open yet, she was about to walk away from everything. She thought that it was a sign that it's not what she's supposed to be doing. She says that the debt was $100,000 and she paid the landlord $50,000. She spent close to $100,000 just for it to be open. She says her dog Cha-Cha has not gotten her hair done in months. Now, Kelly, hold on. I wonder how you're feeling now when you were trying to throw shade about Drew. You accused Drew last season of not buying anything in Beaumont when you had that charity shopping event. And you were trying to say that, oh, girl, you're broke. You didn't buy anything. And now here we are the next season. And we found out in the blogs over the summer that Capital One sued you. MasterCard sued you. You owe $30,000 on this credit card, $28,000 on this credit card. The landlord's knocking down at your door. You're in debt up to your eyeballs, but you were trying to shade Drew. And the whole time, Drew actually did buy something for her son. She bought a blazer and something else. And the whole time, you were really hurting a mess. Cha-Cha had a fresh dye, it seemed. I know she could return a couple of those handbags she bought for the show. Oh, you know it, honey. You know it. You know it. Now Cha-Cha missing her pedicures and manicures. You said Cha-Cha still looked dried and dyed. Yes, the money been funny when it came to Kelli. I agree. I think that when she was talking about buying the oldest daughter a brand new car, like a BMW for her birthday, I remember thinking, like, I think that Kelli's trying to put on for the cameras and money's tight. And then when we found out that her husband was a hot mess and not paying child support and the restaurant's closed and this and that is happening, I say, yeah, I don't think her money's all the way there. Yeah, you said, look at Wendy, cautionary tale. She better not pull a Wendy. Oh, you said you think those purses she gave her daughter last season came from the gate. Oh, when we were introduced to her last season, she said 17 purses for her 17th birthday. Oh, wow. Well, you never know. I mean, knowing that she lied about her finances, who knows? Yes, you said that 17 bags for the daughter in the car, a performance. Oh, none of them were in boxes or designer bags, if y'all remember. That's true. They were all loose like that. And they're never loose. Listen, honey, you buy your Dior, you buy your Fendi, Chanel, Hermes, Chloe, Loewe, Fendi, Chloe, whatever. It comes in the box, the dust bag, you have the authentication cards in the bags. And we didn't see any of that. She just had them out loose. Like, okay, here you go. Here's the Fendi bag. None of them had the boxes or the bags. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, none of the shopping bags. You're right. Damn. Jesus. My God. They were loose. No, I'm serious. Listen, honey, I have every single designer shopping bag that came with my purse, and I have the boxes. I have my dust bags for every designer purse, every designer shoe. I have my receipts too, in case somebody want to try me. So please. And you're right, we didn't see the unboxing of anything. They came from the hair store. Oh no. Fucci and Channel bags. The way you keep saying loose, I'm screaming, no, I'm serious. But Drew is borderline homeless, according to her, so half this cast is not giving very aspirational. That's very true. A lot of stunts and shows on Atlanta as well. You say, Kelli, you silly goose, you silly goose. Oh, gosh, yes, I'm the same way. It's the real thing or nothing. I agree. Everything's loose nowadays. Yes, honey, loose and tossed around, honey. Heavenly Beauty Supply Store. Oh my, y'all are so silly. You said Drew's bag was real though. Canal Street special. So anyhow, she says the grand opening is this weekend. Angela says, of course I'll be there. I'm trying to eat some chicken and waffles. She says, even if we do fight down the line, Kelli's food is top tier. So now Shamia is being messy, and Shamia's timing is always off. Like, to bring up Phaedra and Angela in this moment, it wasn't the right time. So Shamia's like, have you taken time to process the stuff that Drew, that Drew went and had a conversation about with Phaedra? So now Angela says, well, yes, Drew told me what she said. I processed it. It is what it is. It's all good. So Angela says, I don't know why Shamea wants me and Drew to have an issue. She wants to invoke a reaction from me so bad. Shamesi is active. We know that Shamea is grasping at straws for a storyline and to be relevant on this show, right? Shamea, it is really weird that you want Drew and Angela to have an issue. It's giving jealous of their friendship. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's weird. Go worry about you and Kelli and your friendship. Hey, Miss Lee Carter, thank you for the super chat. All that shading Porsha over her house when she's the one winning in court. Take notes. Oh, listen, that's a good point. Shamea, the flop that you are. Tisk, tisk. So anyhow, Kelli shares that K. Michelle and Porsha went out for tea the other day. And she says, Porsha was talking to me and said that I need to stop sleeping with other people's husbands. And how she heard that I was sleeping with married men. So Shamea and Angela are like, wait, what? So Shamea's like, no, she didn't say that. And now Kelli's like, yeah, she did. I was like, wait a minute, Porsha. So Shamea's like, wait, you said that? So Kelli's like, well, I didn't say that, but I probably should have. Like, I wanted to. Kelli, we can wrap this scene up quickly. I don't want to hear all this tough talk. You were on mute at that tea party a few days ago. Porsha had you up against the ropes. She had you in tears. So now you want to say, oh, Porsha and this and that. Girl, stop. This whole act is so tired and it's so stale. It's a flop. I'm sorry, Kelli. You had every opportunity to say this to Porsha's face, but you sat there on mute. You didn't say one word. You were on the verge of tears. K. Michelle had to be like, girl, are you okay? You look really sad. You begged Porsha for a hug. Don't tell the story halfway, hun. I mean, Porsha is full of it and she grates on my nerves, but baby, let's call a thing a thing. You were quiet as a church mouse during that scene. And now you want to be all big and bad saying, oh, Porsha, and I should have said this and that. Girl, you didn't say it. So why are you even telling them this, this half-ass story in the first place? It was a mess. I was so over it. So now Kelli says the same woman who went to another woman's house was at her pool, gave her husband a hug, and took her husband's hand and then married him. Again, Kelli, I don't want to hear all this tough talk shading Porsha about Simon when you had the chance to say this to Porsha's face. You were there on mute. So why all this tough talk now? I said, girl, stop. I was so done with her. So now Kelli says, well, I hugged her afterwards. I said, no, Kelli, tell the story right. You begged her for that hug. So now Angela's asking if she's going to invite Porsha to the grand opening of Nana's Chicken and Waffles. Kelli says, I probably will, but she's going to have to pay for her own food. I said, Kelli, girl, this was so phony of you. I'm sorry. It was embarrassing. You said that you were fine and that you and Porsha were all good and you guys had squashed the beef. And now to bring this up again and call her Porsha and saying all this, stop. Just stop. Kelli wasn't even around Porsha when she was married to Simon, so it's really none of her business. Listen, honey, I can't stand when people can't even retell the story of how it happened from the beginning. Yes, exactly. Like first of all, Kelli started the story off halfway through and didn't even tell it right. I said, Kelli, start at the beginning of how that even came to be. Start at Porsha called you out about, you had talked about her on the after show and she was mad about that. She had lingering feelings. You started the story all the way from the halfway point and then you want to add all this extra sauce on the story. If you can't retell the story, don't bring it up. I agree. Oh, you said Shamea didn't say it wasn't true about Kelli. Very true. So now it is the night of Drew's movie premiere, and we see Claudia Jordan with her because Claudia Jordan's in this movie too. One thing about it, Claudia Jordan will go to the opening of an envelope. Did y'all see how geeked Claudia Jordan was to be back on RHOA? Even for a brief moment, Mama was smiling from ear to ear, okay? So now Drew says it's been fun in the studio, but now the album is out, it's doing great. It's time for her to get back to making some money. She says that the divorce is taking all of her money, and acting is the thing that pays all her bills and allows her to take care of her kids. Well, I said, yes, you have acting and you have the show. Now, hold on. This is Drew's 5th season on Atlanta. Drew, I am surprised to hear this news about you don't have the money to vacate from the home and you're facing homelessness. 5 seasons on the Housewives is good money. If I had to guess, you're at least seeing 500,000 to 600,000. So between this check, you have endorsements, you're in the new commercial promoting You, Me, and Tuscany with Porsha. That's a nice check. You were in one of the other commercials with one of the other housewives a few years back. Like, you're making money. Between acting, the show, you should be clearing somewhere around 1.5, like at least $1 million. So I'm kind of surprised. I mean, yes, the divorce is kicking your behind financially. I get that. But you should still be seeing some good money. Something is wrong with Drew's math. Yeah, I should have been stacking money, not buying Judith Lieber bags. You said, wait, one of y'all said, one of y'all said that you think it's a divorce strategy where she's trying to make it seem like she doesn't have any money to that way avoid giving him money. So you might be right. You might be right. I think the divorce is costing her more than she has. I think Drew's not trying to spend more. It's a legal strategy. Okay, you know what? When you put it that way, you know what? I didn't think about that. Drew's internet net worth is a 1.5 to 2.5 million. She had to invest in that album. It didn't make any return. It must be a strategy. I hope it's a tactic. Drew is the workhorse. Drew has not been smart about money. I don't know where her money goes because the wigs are horrible. Damn. She doesn't want to give Ralph child support when he becomes a primary parent. So now, what was I going to say? I see some of y'all saying, you said lifestyle creep is kicking her butt. Listen, I'm not going to speak about anybody's spending habits because, baby, I could spend some money. I can spend some money. So I can't even, that is one area I cannot judge anybody on because, baby, I can spend some money. I can spend some money. Stop, like, I am not even going to hold you. I will not sit up here and get self-righteous, honey. Child, you ask me what I spent money on, and it's like, baby, you looking right at it. Like, what? What? Listen, honey, I am shopping. I loved, like, please, hey, we all have a vice. I love a designer piece. I love to shop. It is my weakness. I can blow through some money. No, for real. No, it's like, listen, it's true. It's true. No, honey, I am the receipt, honey. Yes, honey, Jesus saves, I spend. That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel, honey. We're not taking any of this with us. I'm going to enjoy it. I am going to enjoy it. Honey, I am the birthday, honey. Okay? Listen, I'm screaming. I'm screaming, honey. No, it really does. It really does. So I really can't even judge. Like, I cannot judge anybody about, because what? But I make sure to tithe on every piece of income that comes in, though. God gets my 10% off rip. I give God my first fruits, and that's why I feel I'm so blessed. Because don't get it twisted now. Before God gets his 10%, what? That's before I pay a bill, before I buy anything. God gets his 10% immediately. Oh, please. All right. And then I spend the 90%. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, honey. Listen, yes, honey. No, it's true. No, listen, there is a blessing in tithing. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. If there is a blessing in tithing, honey, when you give God your first fruits, he will reward you. I'm telling you, it does. listen, it comes back tenfold. You listen, you bless God with your 10%, honey. He will get what? Listen, listen, honey, you will always be in abundance. I'm telling you. Listen, I'm just keeping it real. I am keeping it real. You will never be without. You will never be without. I promise you. You will never be without, honey. Ever. You will always be good. Always. So let's be clear. That first 10% goes right to God off rip. Yes, honey. Listen. Let the church say amen. Wait. Don't start. Don't start. Y'all better stop it. Y'all are acting up today, honey. Y'all are acting up. But anyhow, child, I always giggle when you start blotting. Oh my, because when I tell you, y'all have my face so hot and my face is getting so oily. I thought you pulled out some cash. Oh, I'm gonna do that next time. You have me screaming. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. No, it's true. It's very true. It's very true. Listen, it's very, honey, overflow. It's very true. This is a fact. So listen, honey. I see somebody in the chat trying to I see somebody in the chat saying the opposite. God, you could do what you want to do, but I know what I'm doing. I'm giving my 10%. You could do what you want. I'm not saying that you have to do it, but I'm saying for me, listen, I don't play around. We're gonna start throwing money at the camera, honey. Y'all better stop it. But yeah, let's get back. This is why these lives are so long, because we just fool around. Okay, the devil is busy, honey. Yes, honey. No, listen. No, here. I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm not trying to tell folks what to do. I'm just saying for me and what works for me. And what works for me is tithing. That's all. That's all. You can do what you want. If you want to hold it and keep it all. But I know, as for me and my house, I'm giving my 10% off top. Whatever piece of income I get, God gets it the 10% immediately. Just saying. Okay, so you can do what you want to do, but I know, as for me, yes, exactly, Osmond. All right. All right. That's why there are no holes in my pockets. So I don't play around. I don't need God cutting any holes in my pockets. So you had to put your ears in your fanny pack for this part. Okay, listen, feel free. Do what you want to do, friend. All right, let's move on, honey. Let's move on, honey. I feel like getting kind of testy in here, child. Let's just move on, child. I'm going to stay over here, honey. All right. So I'm just saying, you want to get with the winning team. I'm just saying, get I'm with listen, honey. Listen, honey. Okay, let's just go. Let's make these plays to these men, honey. Tiptoe to the next thing, honey. Okay. Baby, the girls about trying to fight me, honey. They're about to fight me, honey. Let's make these church plates for these church men. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. You guys are so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So anyhow, Um, yes, thank you, Jameer. Because you see how they keep coming out saying, "Oh, I had to turn this part off." It's like, child, just I literally said that's just what I do. I because if I say something back, then it's gonna really turn crazy. So I'm gonna just let's just move on. Let's just move on, child. Everybody put on your VLs and let's go. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, I missed. Oh, hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Hey, GC Chair, thank you for the super chat. Flashback to y'all clowning me about about the LV shopping I didn't buy when I purchased that Hermes with a dust bag. Okay, call Kelly out. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. When I tell you, you had the whole chat stuck when you said that. We were like, wait, what? But you redeemed yourself, friend, because you were like, no, I did buy something just at Hermes, not at LV. But that was a good time. Thank you for being a good sport too. Hey, sweet honey X, thank you for the super chat. Kelly's giving scary because she didn't have the balls to say Porsha to Portia's face. Yes, she took another L in that scene too. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Kelly has all this mouth behind Portia's back, but then quiet as a church mouse in Portia's face. It makes no sense. You said if I respond, we're gonna be looking at each other stuck. Oh, listen, okay, no, it's true. We see each other, friend. We see each other. Yes, no, it's true. It's true. Let them know, friend. Let them know, honey. Child. Oh, goodness. Y'all are so funny. So, so anyhow, where were we? Oh, it's the day of Drew's movie premiere. So we see that she invited Angela and her daughter, Phaedra, Porsha, and someone just wait, who else? Wait, no, it was just she invited Phaedra, Porsha, and Angela. And Angela's daughter is there too. So anyhow, Angela and Phaedra, they're saying hello to each other. It's kind of awkward at first. And Angela says, "You look nice, Phaedra." Phaedra says, "You look nice too." Angela says, "I'm surprised to see you here." And we all know that Phaedra and Drew got off to a bad start last season. Okay. So now Phaedra says, "Well, she invited me." And she says, "I want you to know that we don't have any issues." So Angela says, "Well, I am happy to see you." So Phaedra was taken aback by that. She was like, "Oh, like, okay, wow." Phaedra said, "Happy birthday. Congratulations, honey." So now, Angela says, the fact that Phaedra has continued to deny any involvement of what happened last season at Kelly's event, I had to reevaluate my own stance on things. So now Angela asks her for the last time, "Did you send those people to Kelly's event to say that about Charles cheating?" So Phaedra says, "Absolutely not." Angela apologizes to her. Phaedra says, "Thank you." She says, "It was the weirdest thing I ever saw in my life. We were both tripped out. Hopefully we can move on from this." So now Phaedra says in her confessional that she's happy to have finally gotten an apology from Angela, and she's happy they can move past this craziness. Hopefully she'll find out who really did this. Now, may I say this? I'm still on the fence about who hired those people to come in and bust that party up. We know how sneaky Phaedra is. If Angela wants to let it go and say that she doesn't believe that it was Phaedra behind it, Phaedra's still sticking to she didn't do it, then fine. We know that Phaedra does have a tendency to lie, so I don't know what the truth is. You said, yes, honey, you're right. These are power chats. It's no regular chat. Phaedra did it. I think it was Kelly, to be honest. I could see that. I could see it being Kelly too, because Kelly is the type to mess up her own party for some camera time. You said it was Junebug. You said Angela may just be saying that and has her good eye on Fraudra. It was Phaedra, girl. Angela just trying to move the conversation along. That's true. It was Phaedra. Phaedra did it. Next question, Tamika. She did that. Kelly be messy, honey. Yes. Okay. So we all still think that it was Phaedra or maybe Kelli. I think it was Shamia, to be honest. Oh, really? Somebody on the cast did it. We know that for sure. I agree with that. Oh, Kelli doesn't have enough money to be paying actors. That's true. She needs every dime for herself, honey, and those bills. Phaedra's a documented liar. That's true too. Phaedra and that smile after she got let off, she did it. Didn't somebody blame Brit? I just want to know why Kelli is so loud. Oh, you said maybe Carlos King, child. I could see Shamia doing it. But what would Shamia gain? What would Shamia gain from doing that, though? From hiring those people to say that Charles was cheating? Well, I mean, I don't know. I hope Shamia wouldn't be so lame to do that. Shamia doing it is interesting. The truth will come to light eventually. That's true. Still fraudulent. Her track record says so. I agree. No, don't do it. Don't do it, friend. Don't do it. Y'all better stop. I know. You already starting. Don't do it, child. Don't do it. This live is spicy enough. You said Wendy can't afford to pay no people either. Shamia's not skillful enough to pull it off. Shamia needs to help her friend get out of debt. I agree. Y'all need to stop. Now, I will say, Phaedra saying that she finally got that apology from Angela. Phaedra, I think that you have some nerve to say that when we have watched you on this show for years and you never apologized to anybody. You have said some nasty things, done some horrible things. What you did to Kandi in season 9, Andy had to beg you to apologize, and you still couldn't do it. You still could not apologize. It was pulling teeth. You still could not do that. How dare you, of all people, say that you finally got your apology after all this time? How dare you? Have we ever seen Phaedra apologize for her doing wrong? I'll wait. Let me know. Let me know. Only person she apologized to is Porsha. Thank you. There's still been no apology to Kandi, so please save it. I agree. Yeah, no, I'm the doggone villain. Okay, I still hold that over her head. Thank you. Phaedra irks my soul. She's full of ish. I agree. Okay, thank you. So we're all on one accord about that. She only apologized to Porsche for setting her up. Thank you. I think it's some nerve for her to expect an apology after she never gives it. So now we see Porsha, and Porsha arrives with her new friend Sway. Sway is a woman, and they're all surprised. Phaedra's like, ooh, it's giving Atlanta. So Porsha says that this is her lady friend, Sway. She says that she's dating. She's in uncharted waters. Call her Christopher Columbus. So Drew comes over to say hi to everybody. And Angela says, hey, Drew, Phaedra and I are here. We're talking. It's all good. So Drew's like, oh my gosh, really? So she twirls around. She can't believe it. She says, wow, what's happening? If me and Porsha can get over our differences and be back to a great place, we're examples for them. So she's happy to see that Phaedra and Angela are good. They're on one accord, right? So Drew's asking what they all want to drink. And they're like, oh, I'll have a tequila. And Sway, Porsha's new friend, says that she'll get the drinks for them, right? So she walks to the concession stand to get them drinks. So, Drew, you must have forgotten that you were mic'd up and on camera because you told on yourself. When Drew was like, wait, what's going on with you two? And Porsha's playing coy. She's like, oh, well, we're dating. It's date night. So now Angela's like, oh, well, where's Mike? And Porsha says, well, it's casual. So now Phaedra says that Porsha's a free spirit. If they got the capital, then, it's on. So now Angela says that Porsha's very fluid and doesn't hide her attraction for anybody that she's attracted to. Now, Bravo playing that flashback of Porsha and Kandi in season 9 and that infamous conversation where Candy's like, baby, don't start. Because you told me that you wanted to eat my pussy till I came. Like, girl, you very much are, you like the same thing I like, girl. So don't do it, right? I said, bravo, y'all are so messy for playing that clip. Y'all are so messy. So then they played the clip of them when they were in South Carolina for Kenya's bachelorette party. No, it was Cynthia's bachelorette party, sorry. And it was Bolo Gate. And when she was straddling LaToya when the cameras went away, right? So then they showed the other clip when she was on Ultimate Girls Trip. And Pepsi, the host, was saying that she would have a problem with a lesbian in the future. So now Porsha says, the people have had a lot to say about me being with women in the past. I've had a lot to say about it too. It's the worst kept secret. But this is the first woman that I've ever pursued to actually date seriously. But I have dipped my hands, feet, and toes in the lady pond. Porsha, let me say this quickly. I don't care about anybody's sexuality. My thing is, Porsha, I don't like how you are trying to rewrite history. You will not sit up here and gaslight me. You have never been open about you being bisexual, whatever. Every time they've asked you about it in past seasons, you've always played coy. You've always dodged the answer. We've never gotten a straight answer. Don't sit here and say that, oh, I've always been open about my sexuality. When Kandi revealed in season 9 that you were bisexual, you spun it back on her and said that that was her and she was projecting. So now you want to lie and say that you were always open about it? That's not true. And I'm sorry, Porsha, but there's that clip. Has anybody ever confronted you about that clip when you were behind the pulpit? You were talking badly about the LGBT community. So there's still that video. So don't say that, I'm sorry. Don't act like you were always been open about your sexuality. You have not. You are just now saying it now because it's your new storyline. Right? Listen, y'all. Porsha said it was an open secret. Yes. But I don't like how it's one thing to say that it was an open secret. Fine. But for her to say that she was open about it and talked about it openly to her cast members and us, that's a lie, right? Like, am I crazy here? Even with the whole Bolo stuff, she didn't come clean about, because when Kenya was like, oh yeah, you were in the bed with Bolo and Tanya, y'all had a threesome. And then when they were like, oh yeah, you were straddling LaToya, she wasn't really honest about it. So yeah, you get what I'm saying? I feel like no one's denying that it was an open secret, but I'm just not here for the revisionist history of Porsha saying that she was always open. Does that make sense? So they touched on her sermon briefly at the season 9 reunion. Oh, okay. I must have forgotten that. I must have been so focused on them addressing what Phaedra did to Kandi that I must have tuned that out. Kenya was dragging it. She ruined that season. She never stood in it. Yes, that's one hell of a thing to play. No, I'm not saying that she's playing with it for a storyline, but I think that she's now being open to it because she knows that it's an interesting storyline and it's going to net her a bigger check. So now she's finally open about her sexuality because she's gonna get a nice payday from it. So you said, I get what Porsha was saying. It was really no secret to us as viewers that she liked women. She just wanted to do it on the DL back then. Now she's more open about it. That makes sense too. You said she's a grifter. She's leaning into it, period. Porsha straight lied about her sexuality for years. Now that it's beneficial for her is what, yes, that's how I feel. That's how I feel too. Now that it's beneficial for her to say it, now she's open about it. And again, and let me be clear, before anybody starts, I'm not saying that you have to tell your sexuality. That's nobody's business but yours. It's no judgment. I'm just saying that I was annoyed hearing her say that when she has not been open about it. That was my point. So the rumor of Porsha dating Future, was it actually sway because they favor? Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh. You said the preacher girls are usually the most in denial, but you were right, Brooke. She was her first husband. Oh, her first husband marriage was Lavender. You said she saved the gay card to play it later. I live for how she keeps reinventing herself. When bills are due, you got to be open. It wouldn't have been a problem for her to be DL if she hadn't tried to get out Kandi lie on her. Yes, that's the issue. Now trying to rewrite history that we don't have eyes. Thank you. I agree. Yes, yes. It's one thing to be in the closet about your sexuality, fine, but to bash Candy and turn it around on her is crazy. Now yes, that's my issue. She was talking to Candy crazy. She said, "Well, you like women and da 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 da," and like she was trying to shame Candy for being bisexual. So it's like now for her to turn around and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm, she's, out and proud now," which is great, but don't sit up here and act like you were always that way when you weren't. So yeah, listen, there was a TikTok video that this woman did about that. Child, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Yes, very Kyle Richards and Denise Richards tease. I agree. Yes, not trying to out another person while roaming around the closet. It's very true. You said heavy on the gay for pay. Porsha's always rewriting history. Kenya told us about, yes, she is a revisionist historian. She is. Yes, Candy would have kept her mouth shut about it too, because she's not the type to out anybody, but Porsha started it. I agree. Oh no. Yeah, oh my gosh, I am yelling so hard. Yes, yes. Y'all have me screaming, honey. Let's just move on. So anyhow, Drew's asking if Porsha and Sway met at the movie theater. Porsha says no, we came together. So Drew says to her, "Why are you living my life right now?" I said, "Drew, are you trying to tell us something, Drew?" Like, Drew must have forgotten that she was on camera. And the way she whispered that too, because even Porsha was like, "Did you just say that?" So Porsha says, "Did you guys catch that to production?" She says, "Whatever her truth is, I'm gonna let her tell her truth." But yeah, she said that. Like, she really said that out loud. I said, "Drew, listen, honey, when Drew said that, I had to run that back. I said, wait, what? Go back and rewatch the episode. Drew says out loud, she says, why are you living my life right now?" I said, "Drew," and it's no shade. Production is so petty and so messy. Right after she said that, no, look, see, you hear the sirens. Drew, they coming to get you because you out here still hiding. So wait, when the camera panned to Drew's face while I said Ty, when Sway was grabbing the drinks for all of them, did you see how Drew was biting her lip looking at Sway? I said production was so petty for leaving that in there. Yes, it definitely gave that. She was looking at Sway like, I could not stop laughing. Yes, Drew was talking about Ty. She sure was. She was. Okay, you caught that. You caught that. Child. So no. I am screaming. The siren is a paid actor, child. The sirens never miss a beat. They don't miss a beat, Osmond. Child, I cannot stop laughing. Oh, no. Not Kim Burrell, honey. Drew is another one. Let God be true quickly. Oh my gosh, y'all are so funny. Oh my goodness. Drew's mom is a pastor, another repressed soul. Child, just a mess. So anyhow, Angela is telling Phaedra about her meetup with Kelli the other day. And she says, yeah, Kelli was telling me about she met up with Porsha and K. Michelle the other day, and they had words. Porsha said that Kelli was sleeping with a married man. And now Phaedra's like, wait, what? So as they're talking, Porsha walks over and Porsha's like, are you guys good? I see Phaedra's face all frowned up with a raised eyebrow. What's going on? So Phaedra says, Phaedra says, Angela just told me that you and Kelli got into it about something. Like, what's that about? So Angela says, yeah, Kelli told me the other day about your meetup and that you told her that she was with a married man. So Porsha's like, oh, she want to spread her own tea now? So Angela says, well, she told me that she confronted you about it. And Porsha says, well, we were off for a minute, then we hugged and it's over and done with. So Angela says, oh, really? Because she called you Porsha when I met up with her a few days ago. So Porsha's like, oh, really? I'm Porsha now? Kelly's a fake ass bitch because there was none of this energy when we finished the conversation. We were done with it. So Porsha says, I find it odd that Kelly would confide in Angela. Didn't her neck hurt when she was doing that? Production was so petty for showing the height difference between Kelly and Angela too. And Angela is so messy, honey. Angela is good and messy. There was no reason for her to tell that tea. Angela was wrong for that. But no, Angela reminds me so much of Sheree Whitfield. She's a good bone carrier there. I'll say that. Angela's the new Sheree. She is the new Sheree. So now Phaedra says, well, you got her invitation to her Nana's Chicken and Waffles grand reopening. Porsha says, yeah, I'm not going to that. You want to call me Horsha? It's childish. It's beneath me. Y'all have fun. I'm not going. I don't do carbs anyway. So we see them. They're watching the movie. We find out that Drew died in this movie 10 minutes in. Also, when the movie was over, the way Phaedra was all over Sway, because she was like, can you guys hook me up on a double date next time? Baby, the way Phaedra was in between, she was linking arms with both Porsha and Sway. I said, yeah, Phaedra's another one too. Phaedra also gives me that as well sometimes, because the way she's so tickled by, she's very tickled when that topic comes up. And like the way she talked about Drew liking fish tacos and now Porsha, Phaedra always gave me a little bit like she'd be down too. Yes, you said Phaedra needed that, honey. You said church girls don't hurt nobody, honey. Another PK, clock it. Yeah, she's trying to get them bills paid too. Yeah. Phaedra goes where the money resides, honey. She wanted to look inside her purse. Yes, honey. Porsha broke that up. She got right back in the middle, honey. So they're heading out of the movie premiere, but Drew thanks them all for coming, and she says that this group, they can get over anything. So now we see a short scene. It's the day before Kelly's grand opening of Nana's Chicken and Waffles. She's talking to her event planner and her assistant, Lamont. And Kelly says that she wants to enjoy the moment of her hard work and sacrifice. And she says, we've come a long way. The health inspector came earlier, but the devil has been busy. Between her meetup with Porsha and her ex-husband doing that interview with with Tasha K, it's been a lot. So she says that she's happy to be open. The amount of debt that she's in, rebuilding her life after divorce has been a challenge. Between her attorney's fees, being a single mom, she needs this stream of income to come in and take care of her family. She says that her parents and her sister came out with her to Atlanta. She wants to make sure that they're straight financially. So now it's the day of Kelly's grand opening. We see all the ladies there to support. Angela's on the red carpet saying that Kelly's Nana's Chicken and Waffles are a 10 out of 10. Now, Shamia shows up. She's with her parents. Shamia, I love that you brought your parents with you. That scene, though, with your mom at the end, I said, Shamia, girl, you know this is your job, and unfortunately, you can't have your mom fight your battles. But we'll talk about that later. Like, I get it, because my mom is protective of me, too. My mom will say something, like, even at this age, she would say something to somebody, but when you're getting paid 6 figures to fight, you really can't have anybody fight your own battles. Just saying. But, like, if you guys weren't on camera, sure, I'm here for it. But also, Shamia, though, but here's my thing. If your parent is going to jump into an argument, you better make sure that you're in the right. Because when it comes to you and Drew, Shamia, you're in the wrong. You still owe Drew an apology. So to have your mom step in when you're in the wrong in this situation, that kind of blew me. I feel if your mom is going to step in, your mom better step in because you're in the right and they're in the wrong. Just in my opinion. Okay? All right. I think Mama wanted them to squash it. True. Yeah, she did, because she kept saying, I bind this in Jesus' name. Let's end this right now. Wait, Shamia's mom can't say anything after calling people foreskin? Wait, come on. When did Shamia's mom call somebody foreskin? Wait, when did this happen? Mama was over it. Wait, um, when did this happen? I had no idea that Miss Sarah was out here calling folks that. Oh, no. I had no idea. Oh my gosh. On YouTube. Oh, the apology video. Oh my goodness. Jesus, I need receipts. Oh my gosh, I am screaming. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Is it a compliment or a diss? Come on, you said on Brazzers. Oh my gosh, y'all. You I'm not playing with y'all today. I'm not playing with y'all today. Oh, but I can't believe anybody watched that full apology video. You guys are so silly. I'm not playing with y'all today. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. So anyhow, where were we? Drew is hugging Shamia's parents. Shamia, she hugs the dad, and Shamia says, I didn't tell him anything bad about you. Drew says, did you catch me? I looked him in his eyes, just to make sure. They start laughing. Respectfully, Shamia, your dad was looking like he doesn't know who any of these women are. So even if you did talk bad about Drew to him, he still wouldn't know who was who or what was what. Like he was happy to be there and get some free chicken and waffles. That was it. He didn't care about any of the drama. He didn't know what was what. Okay. So now Drew starts joking around with Miss Sarah, and she's like, your daughter likes to, and they're all like, don't do that. Not with her mom. Don't do that. So Drew says, I don't have any beef with Shamia at all, if I'm being honest. So now Shamia says to all of them, if I catch any of you girls being mean this time, I'm going to bring my paddle. They're all like, yes, ma'am. So now Cynthia, Phaedra arrive. Phaedra, I don't know what this look was. I thought it was so unflattering. Phaedra, I want you to work with a stylist. I really do. I every now and again, Phaedra has a nice outfit once in a blue moon, but the majority of the time, the outfits just don't hit. I didn't. It was like, yeah, I wasn't loving it. Angela, no, hold on. Angela's looks in this episode, chef's kiss. On top of that, Angela's confessional looks this season are phenomenal. She looks beautiful, stunning. Was Phaedra going to space? That's what it gave. Phaedra's always been so tacky. I agree. She needs her annual Nigeria trip with Porsha for the fit. Y'all have me screaming. I thought she had a stylist. She was going to the club. Phaedra looked like a granny at the casino. Oh my gosh. So anyhow, you guys are so funny. So now Phaedra says, my friend to Angela, and now they're all like, look, me and Phaedra are cool now. And Shamia says, I'm proud of how fast we can move on from stuff. She says, last year, I was trying to sweep stuff under the rug and move on, and y'all were like, no. So then in her confessional, she says, y'all wanted me to handle my beef with Porsha in front of the group. Y'all didn't want to squash, y'all did not want me to squash it, and y'all didn't want to squash your beef in front of me. I want to know what y'all talked about. Make it make sense. Shamia, it's not that people wanted you to squash your beef with Porsha in front of them. It was the fact that you were going to everybody else talking behind Porsha's back. It was you being passive aggressive. Everybody was saying, you're smiling in Porsha's face, but then behind her back, you're saying how she's a bad friend. You feel forgotten. You feel like an afterthought. And they were all saying, say this to her face. Tell your best friend how you feel, and you weren't doing that. So don't say that, oh, y'all try to get me to squash my beef in front of all of y'all. But like it's not that. You're conflating two issues, Shamia. Just own it. Shamia, you're flopping for me. We're only 2 episodes in and you're flopping really hard. And I'm really getting annoyed. You're still carrying on this victim mentality and I'm tired of it. You're not the victim. You need to grow up, get a backbone, be mature, and stop all this. But you're not the victim here. Yeah, she is going out sad. Porsha was the last one to know that Shamia had a problem with her. I agree. Shamia is dense. Nobody cares. I agree. Be transparent. Yes, she wants them all to be passive aggressive like she is. Exactly. Yes, honey, she's very upset that Drew and Angela are solid friends because her friendship with Porsha is all messed up. So now Cynthia says, does anybody know where K. Michelle is? And Shamia says, oh, she's in Nashville performing. So now we cut to a short clip of K. Michelle on the red carpet in Nashville. She's gearing up for her performance and she's excited. So now we cut right back to the grand opening. We see Kelli arrive with her family. She's so excited and they all cheer her on. Pinky gives her a bottle of champagne and they talk. So Pinky's like, how are you? I wanted to make sure that you and I were on the same page. Kelli says, I was a bit sad you left me on red. Pinky says, I left you on red because during that time I was going through a lot. But I just wanted you to know that I'm very proud of you as a Black woman. Whatever you need from me, I'll be there, a support system. Now, Pinky's going through a whole bunch of stuff herself with her business. So I don't know how she can help anybody. She can't even help herself, respectfully. So now Kelli gives a speech thanking them all for coming. And she says that it's been a journey and a struggle for her to get this restaurant. Every attack that could come to her this week came, and now she starts crying. She says that she wasn't even trying to show up today, but she's grateful for her family and her team. The road hasn't been easy, but it's been worth it. She's grateful to say that Nana's Chicken and Waffles, Sandy Springs, is now open. Now, can somebody let me know if I'm going crazy? I know I didn't make this up. Kelli's restaurant is now closed again, right? So this big grand opening on the show, for it to be out of business and boarded up 2 months later, I'm confused. Wow, grand opening, grand closing, and close is closed. Now it's closed. So I'm confused. What happened? How was it closed again? The shop, it was making money. Like, what was, she has good food. Why is it closed again? I'm confused. That was not a grand opening. It was like it carried away. That location is closed. Honey, what is going on? I need to know. The restaurant is permanently closed. Yes, Drew drove up there, get some. Yes, and I remember that. She shaded her. She said, I wanted some waffles. And it's closed. Like, what's going on? Yes, that was the one that Drew made the video of. Atlanta low-key moving like Potomac. Again, the math is off. Hopefully the chicken was fab. Another fake business just to film. It's closed now. She still has one location. She must don't pay her bills. Closed like Kenya's salon. I saw that she made an IG post explaining what happened. Some of the blogs reposted it. Attorney money. What did we see then? I don't know what we saw, child. I think she stopped the rent payments that she negotiated on. This is sad. Hey, so Steph, thank you for the super chat. Side note, is Angela going to skip over the rumored side baby Charles had on her homophobia regarding her daughter? I hope this gets addressed. Now, I thought she said that she was encouraging of her daughter. No, yes. I believe that this is going to get addressed sometime during the season. Now, I don't know. I mean, they've been saying that he's had a side baby for years now. She's denied that. I know she's denied that. She denied it last season about Charles and the side baby. But I didn't know that she was homophobic. I thought that it was her sister who was the aunt who was was homophobic towards her daughter. Now, wait. I'll say this. Why was her daughter living with the aunt and the grandma anyway if her daughter comes from a millionaire family? I'm confused about that. Where was the homophobia? Yeah, I don't listen, y'all. I don't remember. I remember her saying that she was accepting of her daughter, that it was her relatives who weren't accepting of the daughter. She wasn't homophobic, just said it was an adjustment for her. And this is coming from a gay man. They're talking about her. Oh, she had an interview with Candy. Oh, did she say that she said something? Angela definitely supported her daughter's love. She confirmed that season 1. It's not Angela, but someone within the family being homophobic. Yeah, that's what I thought. If she was homophobic, she probably wouldn't even film with her daughter. Yes, it was the aunt who was homophobic. That's what I want to know. Why wasn't she and the daughter in the house? Was she and Charles? I agree. She probably doesn't want to live with grumpy Charles. I think the mom and aunt. Yes, that's what I remember. The interview said that it was an adjustment. Yeah. I remember that she said that it was because I remember the aunt was calling the daughter names and it got really heated. Remember that? She said that the fight between the mom and the sister became really heated between her daughter. So Angela did not like that she got married secretly, nothing against her sexuality. I think y'all are confusing Angela with Tammy Roman. That's not like the interview with Tammy Roman and Candy. You said, I literally just read her IG post before joining the live. She said it closed in December. She said the location did not have signage on the shopping center and limitations of executing creativity. Okay. But she didn't realize this before she set up shop there. I'm just so confused by this whole entire thing, but thank you for letting me know. So there's a Trader Joe's down the street from that location. It's literally next to a Target. Yes, Tammy Roman, I remember, said that she wouldn't let her daughter's girlfriend go to her graduation. So that's what I'm confused about. If you didn't get the signage, why would you set up shop there? I'm just so confused by this. Don't you do a run through of the stores before opening? I agree. So anyway, y'all, she gives her speech and now she walks over to everybody, right? To say hello. Because it's now it's time to eat. Like, so we see everybody in the kitchen, they're making the food. The food looked really good. Now mind you, as they're waiting on their food, Kelli receives this gorgeous bouquet of roses from Porsha. The note says, "Congratulations, Kelli, we need to talk." So Kelly's like, "You can get these flowers out of here. I don't want them." So now she tells them what happened the other day at tea. No offense, Kelli, but I wish that you would start the story from the beginning. You started off the story not even at the halfway mark this time. You started the story at the tail end. I wish you would have started at the very beginning of how things escalated between you and Porsha at tea. So now Pinky's like, not a married man. Was he at least cute? So now Kelli says, wouldn't y'all be mad if somebody accused you of being with a married man and then saying that you thought about Porsha and Dennis? So Cynthia says, if you're having sex with a married man, the last person you should think about is Porsha or Dennis. You need to be thinking about the wife. So now Kelli brings some plates of food. Again, the food looked amazing. Pinky has to let us know, honey, that she does not eat anything because she's a vegan. I said, Pinky girl, can you eat a piece of macaroni and cheese? Something. I mean, my goodness. Pinky lets us know at every turn that she does not eat anything. I said, why are we here then, Pinky? My goodness. So now Cynthia had like 3 plates of food in front of her. Drew's like, I don't know what's in this chicken, but Kelli knows how to fry some chicken. So now Cynthia calls Porsha. She's like, oh, you should be here where you at. So now they give the phone to Kelli. So Kelli says, hey, Porsha. Porsha says, congratulations, Waffle Queen. And Kelli was like, was that a real congratulations from you though? So Porsha says, yeah, I put my money where my mouth is. I sent you some flowers. So Kelli says, well, girl, the flowers done broke up, child. So Porsha was like, wait, what happened? Porsha really believed that the flowers broke up. Like Porsha was like, baby, I will get my money back so quickly, okay? So Kelli says, yes, honey, broken flowers from a broken person. I said, now, Kelli, where was this 4 days ago when you guys met up for tea? Yes, Kelli owns the backbone when she has a crowd and when somebody's on the phone, because face to face, she's quiet. Where was this energy when she was face to face with Porsha? Yeah, she was about to dispute them charges, honey, from 1-800-Flowers. So now Portia's like, okay, oh, really, girl? Okay, well, you enjoy your night, honey. So then they hang up the phone, and Angela's like, Angela even says that she calls out Kelli. She's like, well, in front of us, you want to call her Porsha? Say that to her face. So now Kelly's like, F those flowers. Flowers don't pay no bills. So now the grand opening is over. Everybody's leaving. We see Drew and Shamia hug. And Shamia says, oh, congratulations on your movie. I can't wait to watch your movie, even though you didn't invite me to your premiere. So Drew says, well, we haven't been talking, Shamia. We have to build up to that. So they're going at it. And I said, Shamia, you've been so nasty too, Drew. Why would you expect an invitation? Like, Shamia, it's stuff like this that I just can't get with. And I was rooting for you so hard in the last season, but you really disappointed me. Why would you expect an invitation when there's been no apology between you when it comes to you and Drew? I'm confused. So now Shamia's mom jumps in to interrupt, and she's like, do you not see the enemy is in the midst trying to tear y'all down? I bind it up in the name of Jesus. Like, stop this. I was like, Shamia, I would have said, Mom, I love you, but now is not the time for this. Like, now is not the time to be casting out demons, and especially when Shamia is the one at fault. Okay, like, let's stop. You said, what enemy is your daughter? You guys, yes, Shamia is the Kiarna of Atlanta. I agree. Shamia wants to know why she can get her call time for the group scene. So now Drew's like, I was raised to respect my elders, but why are we getting our moms to speak on our behalf? So now Drew says, you apologize, but you also shaded me in that apology video. So now and then you went on to say that you could have said worse. That was a threat. So Shamia's like, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but my previous apology was genuine. First of all, two quick points. First of all, Shamia, you didn't give a real apology. You said in that YouTube video, if I offended any of y'all, I'm sorry. Saying if I offended you is not an apology. The if negates the apology. Second of all, a real apology does not take place on YouTube. It takes place face to face. YouTube is a cute start, but it should have been, let me pick up the phone and call you. A YouTube apology is for an actual YouTuber who went too far and they're like, you know what, girl, I'm sorry, da-da-da-da-da. But you have Drew's number. Pick up the phone and say, I'm sorry. Because what that was stupidity. That was not an apology. So I'm sorry, Shamia, but you were wrong. You were wrong. Shamia, be for real. Exactly. So Drew's like, listen, girl, it's all good. Like, I'm just so tired. So they both hug. Drew says, I'm looking forward to moving forward. And now they all march out and they're just having fun. Again, Shamia, I'm just sick and tired of you playing the victim. And I'm still on your behind because you never apologized to Drew about that shade that you threw when you did your radio interview trying to promote your single. You're on the radio trying to promote your music that nobody's listening to, by the way. And you spent the entire interview talking about Drew and shading her when her album actually went, hit the charts. You've never apologized for that. So for you to sit up there and act like you're the victim here, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, nobody remembers why Shamia has beef with Drew. It's a one-sided beef, and Shamia looks dumb. So anyhow, we close out the episode. It's a very dramatic scene. We see somebody in the doctor's office. No, hold on. We see K. Michelle at the award show honoring Reese Palmer. She's on stage and she says having her first country music album out while standing in a room with top execs in the country music genre means everything. So we see Reese Palmer in the audience as well. Really cool moment. So now we end things with, it's the next day back in Atlanta We see K Michelle in the doctor's office, and she's leaving a voicemail for her husband, and she's like, "I might be in the hospital when you call me back, but please call Kalani, my assistant, and get here as soon as you can." So okay, wait, hold on. This might be petty of me, but I feel like if your wife is calling you, I'm sure K Michelle sent a text message saying, "Hey, like something happened, call me." The fact that she had to leave a voicemail about a medical emergency on her husband's phone, I just feel like husbands need to always have their phone on and ready for in case their wife or their kids call them. One thing about it, my dad did not miss any of our calls. Like we could call him at 4 in the morning, whatever. Like he didn't miss my mom's calls. Like it was just like, I'm just not used to seeing a man, you leaving a voicemail on a man's voicemail. Why isn't your phone? Why you pick up that phone? I don't know. Yeah, he's a dentist though. He could be with patients. That's true. That's true. That's true. You're right. You're right. I'll give him that. Maybe it was that. Maybe it was that, honey. Maybe I'm just like, if your wife is having a medical emergency though, you need to be. So, and y'all are back in your home state. This is a big achievement for your wife. Why aren't you there? We are here. We are locked in. We are locked in because I was also wondering why we didn't see him in the crowd at the awards. Okay, we see each other. We see each other. We see each other, honey. Yes, or we see each other. So thank you, honey. So anyhow, her doctor, Dr. Jones, comes in. He tells K Michelle that she has an infection. So K Michelle says that the night before, she stood up before she went on stage, and the whole couch was soaking wet. She says that she didn't feel anything and she was completely numb. That is so scary. I probably would have passed out. So now Dr. Jones says the best thing to do is to go in and clean it out. It's going to be a reconstructive surgery. So she says she had no idea what was wrong with her body or her health until she got back to her hotel room in Nashville. And now she starts crying. I felt really bad because K Michelle says that she hates that she did this to herself. The worst thing she could have ever done. She says that she got her body done trying to get a butt that she already had. She got illegal silicone injections. She tried to overdo it. She said it's the worst thing that she's ever done to herself, and she's paid the price for years. I love how her assistant was like, give yourself some grace. We have all done things in life that we wish we could take back or do differently. And I'm like, she's right. K Michelle, what's done is done. You still have your health, thank God. Thank God you're still here. Beating yourself up for a bad decision does nothing. Like you have to let the shame, let the guilt go. Focus on the here and now. You're getting better. You look good. You're getting your health is on the mend. You just can't focus on woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? Like we've all made choices and we're all going to keep making choices. Like everybody makes dumb decisions at some point. And as long as you're human, you're gonna do something somewhere down the line that is not the best decision, right? You can't beat yourself up about it. You can't. It doesn't do anything to you but make you bitter, sad, depressed. You like shame and guilt. You've got to let that go. We've all made, nobody's perfect. Please. You're never going to be free from making a dumb decision. Like there's going to be some point in your life that you make a dumb decision again. You get what I'm saying? But I appreciate K Michelle for sharing her journey. She has been very outspoken. If you've watched K Michelle on Love and Hip Hop, she was on a show on Lifetime where she helped other people who had done like illegal butt injections. She did I remember that show on Lifetime. It was really good. But I think that Good for her for shining light on what she's going through now with the illegal shots. Again, thank God that she's still here with us. Hopefully she'll save someone with that story. Yeah, like we've all done things that we've all done it. We've all done, yeah, being reflective is how we grow. You said, I do appreciate that she's sharing it because the girlies don't know the behind the scenes of getting these surgeries. Yeah, I think, listen, in all seriousness, go to the best doctor. Like I'm not anti-surgery at all, but say no to illegal butt injections and say yes to an excellent surgeon. Do not cheap out on the plastic surgeon. Okay? So I will say that if you want to get surgery, make sure you do your research and make sure you go to the top of the line surgeon. Yes, no illegal surgeries. The Lord will turn this around for her. I agree. Yes, Dochi's BBL is great. It is. It looks phenomenal. Her husband should have been by her side. No excuse. Yeah, I mean, because I'm wondering, this happened at the award show. So she was in pain when she left the award show. So I'm like, was there any communication before? Like, he didn't know that this is like, I was confused about that. Because it had to be at least 16 hours before, but between the time that the award show and her coming back to Atlanta at the doctor's. So I was very surprised that he wasn't there. I know, she must be so tired. This has been a decade-long process of yes, necrosis and pain. It's very true. I feel so bad. She's been dealing with this for a long time. You would still die on the table regardless of the surgery, but it's a higher chance of no complications. Yes, no, of course. There's always a risk anytime you get surgery. Always a risk. But you increase the chances of something horrible happening if you go to a horrible doctor. She went into surgery a day or two later. How did she perform like that? Yeah, I know. Well, she said that she was numb, so she didn't feel anything. So she probably just, sang through it all and then came back off the stage and they dealt with it then. Yeah, legal or not, BBL surgeries have the highest fatality rates. Yes, I remember Dr. Terry Dubrow, shout out to him. He was saying that BBLs are the scare, like he won't perform one. He said he'll do any surgery except a BBL. He said those are actually the scariest, because the way they're done, those are the scariest ones to do. Yeah, you're right. They do have the highest fatality rates. It sounds like nerve damage is coming from somebody with Bell's palsy. Oh, wow. There are people getting braces illegally for, yeah, I know. Your teeth are nothing to play with. All these people getting braces by these fake doctors, these fake veneer techs. If you mess your mouth up, you are screwed. You're like, don't play around with your mouth. If you want straight teeth, get some braces. Get some braces and call it a day. Get Invisalign or braces. Metal braces for 2 years never hurt anybody. Ask me how I know. So don't fool yourself. And those veneers are taking folks out. Yeah, braces restructure your whole jaw. You don't get, you have to go to school for that. You don't get them done by some veneer tech. Yes, your dental health is connected to your heart health. It's so true. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, they can lead to cardiovascular problems. No shortcuts. It's very true. Listen, your teeth, it controls a lot of stuff in your body. Yes, you'll be paying later. No, it's true. Your dental's close to your heart. No, I'm serious. Your teeth are bone. You need a trained dentist. Exactly. You said your mom was talking about veneers. I almost tackled her through the phone. It can yes, it does. It can affect brain health as well. Veneer tech sounds crazy. I agree. My father-in-law has some heart problems due to a tooth infection. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. Quick PSA. If you have wisdom teeth and they are giving you problems, get them out immediately. And you're supposed to have your all your wisdom teeth out if they're hurting you. I was told they're supposed to be out by 30. They should all be out by 30. Don't play around with wisdom teeth. Don't play around with your teeth, honey. Yes, they can break your gums. Yes, no, it's very scary. It's very scary. They were, yes, you got them all at the same time. Okay, so listen, I got the first two out. I got my right ones. I got them out when I was like, what? I was like 26. And I was like, okay, I should have gotten them done at the same time. And then I remember, I was like, oh, well, I was like, the left ones aren't hurting me. I'm fine. Y'all remember, what was it, 2 years ago? 2024? I was like, guys, I just came out of surgery to get these two out. When I tell you they came hurting with a vengeance, I said, why didn't I take them out at the same time? But yeah, mine are all out. Thank you, Jesus. Mine were going at 18. Yes, honey, put me under, honey. It's true. Yes, I did 2 and 2 as well. Mine got pulled out when I got my braces because they were already growing in weird. Oh, that's smart. I still have mine, but they don't bother me. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. You said, I don't like how they push that to take them out when there is no reason though to take them. Oh, for your wisdom teeth, I think that they push because they know that they might give you problems later on. That's why I got all mine around 25. Honey, that pain is no. Tooth pain has to be up there. I think tooth pain might be one of the worst pains. One of y'all just said that tooth pain is up there with having a baby. Child. Now, that's saying something. I don't have children, I guess yet. So I can't compare, but the fact that I'm seeing a lot of mothers in the chat saying that tooth pain is worse or the same level as having a baby, that's saying something. But honey, let me tell you something. Dental pain you will want to take yourself out. Dental pain will have you want to take a hammer and a plier and pull your teeth out. Dental pain is no joke. Dental pain will have you thinking that you're about to be going to see the Lord. I remember I was blaming myself so bad. I said, why didn't you just take all 4 of them out at the same time? Why would you wait a few years later to get them out? I was so mad at myself. Baby, that pain is no joke. Oh my gosh. It's the worst. No, it's the worst pain I ever felt too. No, like you can ignore stomach pain. Your stomach's hurting. That could be resolved easily. Your feet hurting, foot pain is painful too. But something about your teeth hurting. Oh my! You want to like jump out the freaking window and just. It's like, you know what, God, just take me now. Take me now. I can't take this anymore. Oh my gosh. Yes, they put me under for both times. They put me under. Asked to be put under anesthesia, and you perfect. Yes, your head is throbbing. You feel like your brain's about to burst out of your head. It's that the throbbing pain. Oh my gosh, that pain is horrible. I can handle a headache over a toothache. It's the deepest pain, honey. Literally, like, take me out. Take me to the king. You don't, listen, I thought it was so bad before I had the surgery to get these last 2 out. I thought I wasn't going to be here. I said, my mom, somebody might have to write on the community tab. Unfortunately, Brooke is not here anymore. I thought that I was going up. I thought that my time here was gone. I mean, that pain, my left 2 hurt me worse than the right ones. That's how bad, because both of them were impacted and infected. So my thing is, I would suggest to get them all out at the same time. Don't wait. Don't do 2 and 2 like I did. Whew. Oh my gosh. I was like, honey, let me tell you something. It was terrible. You said your mom said tooth pain is worse. You said you drove yourself to CVS at 3 a.m. to get, yes, the Oragel and pain meds. No, it's really that bad. It will have you up at 4 a.m. 3 a.m. going to Walgreens, CVS. It's so true. Yes, it's cheaper and easier. to do all four. You don't want to have to come back. No, it is. But I was, just silly me. I was like, oh, well, these two aren't hurting me, so I don't need to get all four out at the same time. And if I could do it over again, I would just go back in time and just get them all out at the same time. Yeah, tooth pain is no joke. Why is dental care separate from health care? This country is just, it's so much nonsense. Just want to make things so hard. It's just so stupid. No, it's true. It'll have you want to bang your head on a brick wall. It's very true. Got all mine removed at 17. Smart. Yes, it's so true. It's so true. No, it's so true. Yes, okay, you did 2 and 2 as well. So, yeah, just get them all out, honey. Get them all out. If those of y'all who have not gotten them out yet and they're not hurting you terribly, but they hurt a little bit every now and again, just get them all out at the same time. Don't do how I did it. I was silly and I was like, oh, well, these aren't hurting me. I'll be fine. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they just started hurting out of crazy. We got on this topic because talking about K. Michelle surgeries, and then somebody brought up veneer tax, and then that's how we got on this. You said, I've had both. At least at pregnancy, you get a baby. Well, yes, you get a baby, and then with once tooth pain is corrected, you have no more pain. Yes, I know. Well, just get them out, period. It takes 20 minutes to pull. Yes, listen, no, it's true. But I will say that if you have good insurance, it was like what, $194 when I got these two out, the first two out. And I was under anesthesia both times. Yeah, it is. It is. Because I know that by 40, they won't touch you by 40. So you want to make sure that you get them out like before 37, 38, 39. Because I know by 40, they're not touching them, and you don't want that to happen. But yeah, ideally get them all out before 30. You said Signal, you'll barely pay a dime, but don't run up that 2002 quick. I paid like $300 for all of mine. Yes. The gums heal faster when you're younger. Yes. And the recovery time is not as painful too. Yes, dental insurance only gives you here, damn. Check your local dental school. I got all four of mine out, and it was asleep for $500. Oh, that's really nice. I got mine out at 13. Oh, nice. They put me under and I was in a cartoon haze eating yogurt and Wendy's Frosty. Shout out to having braces. That's really nice. Oh, you never had to worry about them if you got them out at 13. You said I had all four wisdom teeth taken out last year, all impacted. Luckily, I was put to sleep via anesthesia. I didn't feel the pain as bad. Yes. Because you don't feel anything when you're under, which is great. You said, thanks. I have a dentist appointment on Friday for my cleaning. I'm going to ask my dentist. Ciao. Jaw shrinks with time, which loosens the teeth. I believe that has something to do with it too. Thank you. Okay, that makes sense. Dental school is the way to go if you're on a budget. Gonna book the appointment. This is a sign. Thank you, everybody. Well, I'm here to help. I am here to help. Maybe this is why K. Michelle married that dentist. Y'all heavy screaming. I really need to do it, but I'm still traumatized after getting my tonsils and adenoids removed. Waking earlier than expected at 10 years old by yourself, unable to speak, will do that to you. I understand. No, I get it. It's traumatizing. But if you are feeling any pain, if your wisdom teeth are bothering you, though, I would say get them out sooner rather than later. But I know, I totally understand. Like, a bad experience will definitely do that to you. You said, yeah, no, that is scary. It is scary. I dated a dentist for a while, learned a lot. You said, and is, honey, life-saving advice, dating advice, and fashion tips too. Oh, give a little bit of everything over here, honey. A little bit of everything. Get some counseling and get them out. The needle freaks me out that they used. All jokes aside, dental pain is the illest, and that's why so many people walking around with raggedy teeth. No, it's no, dental pain is no joke. It is really no joke. Mm. But guys, it's always a good time over here. I really hope that you enjoyed. I need to go and get mine out. I just don't want to deal with the recovery. The recovery process isn't so bad. I will say the first 2 days post recovery, post surgery are painful. Like I was both times I sobbed. I sobbed for hours. Like it was the pain, like once the anesthesia wears off, that pain after, but then after day 3, then like the pain has lessened and it's like, okay. The first 2 days for me were pure hell. And then this go around getting these last 2 out 2 years ago, you know, yeah, I was sobbing. But you'll be fine. Just the first 2 days are tough. They're tough. I'm not going to hold you, but after that, it's okay. It's better. You said I was eating regular food the next day. Oh, your recovery was awesome. Oh, okay. Well, hey, you might be like cheap 83 then. Oh, okay. Excuse me. You were eating regular food the next day after wisdom tooth removal? It took me a week and a half because you can't eat anything. I was eating yogurt and mashed potatoes for a week straight because you can't get any regular food in those sockets. Child, cheap must be superhuman. You got all 4 out with no pain, cheap, and you were eating a hamburger the next day. Well, cheap, well, honey, gums of steel. They gave me some water squirt for the food in the sockets. I'm shocked. Wow. Well, hey, you might have the same. I was eating baby food. Yeah, I couldn't even open my mouth. Yeah, no, very much. Yeah, honey. Cheap said, yeah, I'm like, F me, I guess. Cheap said, I'm not like the rest of y'all, honey. I was over here eating steak and filet mignon. I was over here eating steak and lobster the next day with all 4 of the wisdom teeth out the next day. I'm screaming. You ate ramen in recovery. Yeah, Chief said I'm eating here with a plate of something. Yeah, Chief was over here eating a 5-course meal. Yeah, it took me a week and a half to eat real food again. Chief was eating in the breezeway. I was doing nonstop pain for a month. It was such a relief when they took the teeth out. Yeah, I couldn't eat soft food. Yeah, Chief was over here flexing on us, honey. I couldn't eat for 3 weeks. Yeah, Chief said, nah, I can't do that. I'm eating some real food. Well, all right. Well, that's a real flex. It took me almost 2 weeks. Yeah. You gonna lose some weight. Sheep didn't waste no time eating nachos. All I ate was yogurt. Yup, same here. That was all I ate too. Yogurt and mashed potatoes. Wouldn't take it no chance. It took me 2 weeks of recovery. Okay, we see each other, Osmond. I did come off painkillers after 3 days. I had to re-up my painkillers. And I said, honey, what do they give you? What is it? Oxy or what is it? With Percocet, something. I said, I see why people get addicted to these. I had to re-up. I said, no, I need this, that I need those. Give me my Perk 30. I said, I see how folks get addicted to this. And I have sympathy for folks who get addicted to pain pills because I can see how it happens. I had to, yes, it was that. Yes, it was that one. Thank you. Codeine. I needed all of it. I said, honey, I said, I have so much sympathy for people who get addicted to pills because I see why. You would be floating. Yes, we see each other. I said, I can't deal with this pain. I can't deal with this. My morphine was right next to me. Okay. I don't like pain. Give me the drugs to block it. Okay. My mama said, not my baby. Okay, they gave me antibiotics. Okay, yes, antibiotics. Yes, you got antibiotics, and and it was hydrocodone. So that's how I felt like I had the twins. I was perked and oxyed up. Yes, I'm allergic to codeine, but best of luck, child. I be at a luck, child. They did. They pulled up my teeth so quick. I asked the dentist, "Are y'all about to do the other side?" I ain't feel a thing. Child. They gave me 2 perks after C-section, baby. I didn't feel a thing. I was so happy. Yes, antibiotics and pain pills. Yes. The way antibiotics will mess your stomach up. Yes, they will. They will. You'll lose some weight. It's definitely a laxative. Yeah. That's a nice way of saying it. You'll lose, yeah, antibiotics will have you losing 15 pounds in 2 days. Oh gosh. Yeah, my pain tolerance is in the pits. Yeah, medical moments of the Brooke Ashley. Yeah, honey, Ozempic. Surgeon had to muscle up partway in my surgery, conscious sedation. You guys are so funny. All right, y'all. Well, guys, I'm gonna end the live here. Um, I hope you guys had a wonderful time with me. I had a great time with y'all. And I will see you all tomorrow early for the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. That is scheduled for 1:15 tomorrow Eastern Standard Time, okay? But guys, I'm going to end it here. I hope y'all enjoyed. I had a great time with y'all as usual. And I will see you, Lord willing, tomorrow for Rhode Island. And we're going to have a good time then, okay? But enjoy the rest of your evening, y'all. Bye, guys.